He swung on and hit the air to right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! To left power, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps on the bag for one out, throws to first, and he's in time, a double play.
Pitch, breaking ball lifted deep to center field, and it is gone! A two-run shot for Cody Hosey.
A high drive, left field deep. Bolzano going back, looking up. This ball is a two-run homer. P.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Now, in his third season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Zach Ledson.
Today marks the end of the Gulls regular season. Hi, everybody. Zach Ledson getting you set for the final matchup in the Pell Bridge Series and the final matchup for Newport before the postseason quest begins on Monday. It is Gulls and its Waves, important game for both of these teams, but for two separate reasons. The Gulls can clinch their first division title since 2015 with a win tonight, as well as a 30-win season. Ocean State, well, the Waves are just trying to get in the playoffs. 21-21 Ocean State sits really in a three-horse race right now with the Sanford Mainers and the Danbury Westerners for the final spot. Whoever wins that three-horse race likely will be right back here on Monday night. But for now, it's Newport and Ocean State for a final time in the regular season at 6:35. But before that, the Gulls pregame show starts right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Gulls pregame show. Shane Briggs, Zach Letson here, interviewing one of our operations interns, Brian Mayer. Brian, what you're most well known for here is your on-field, your intermission games, everything like that. But I think your most used line here is DAI does that whenever one of our foul balls go out. Do you mind telling the folks at home what exactly DAI does?
So DAI is a disaster restoration company, and they fix disasters like water disasters, fire disasters, and smoke disasters.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. One of our most asked questions here at Cardines Field is what exactly is it that DAI does?
Oh, we used to have Better Call Newport Glass. Now it's DAI does that. But, Brian, you're our on-field host. I want to ask you, because Shane talked about our mid-inning activities that we have, the Moz Donut eating contest, the race the bases, the chase the goalie race. Is there one that, as a host, is your favorite to watch, to narrate, to watch kids go at? Because it gets pretty intense. We get the crowd into it, and your voice is behind it, and we're up there in the booth. We're all tuning in, locked in. What's your favorite to host?
I'm gonna have to say my favorite is the Moz Donut eating contest. It's definitely an interesting sight to see these kids who are like 6, 7 eat a donut about the size of their head, and it's just like it doesn't always get finished, and the kids think they can finish it, but it's definitely the most fun to watch and narrate.
So you make mention of that donut eating contest. You also make mention of 6 and 7-year-olds. You had a couple 20, 21-year-olds go at it between myself, Zach, and Nick. Zach, I believe you had a follow-up on that.
So my question was, there was a little bit of controversy, intense. Newport was taking on the Vermont Mountaineers, and very intense down here. I had to go call the game after, so my esophagus was suffering for the next 15 minutes. But my question, because Mr. Briggs over to my right, he finished about half that donut. Nick was arguing a little bit, saying, he thought he won. Who actually won the Moz Donut eating contest on Saturday?
I think the actual winner was my man Zach here, but the person who ate the most of the donut was definitely Shane to my right. And Nick was very close, but didn't get it all done. Shane did.
Brian, I'm flattered. Thank you again for the tire pump. And speaking of the tire pump, one of the things you do around here is just bring morale up. Always got a smile on. Always bringing all the guys up. How do you just come to the field with that kind of attitude?
I don't know. It's a good atmosphere. It's fun here. And all the interns are great. The group, we have a phenomenal group. It just makes it that much easier.
Well, Brian, you go to Springfield College, on-field host here for the Gulls. It's coming to an end, sadly, for all of us. This is the last regular season game, but last overall game for you. What does the future hold for you? And, as it pertains to a career, I know, we're all still trying to figure things out, but where are you hoping to take this with you in the future?
Hoping to take it to a baseball operations position and make that my living when I graduate.
Oh boy. Well, I believe that is all that we have for you folks here. Brian, best of luck with everything. This season's been an absolute hoot with you, my friend. Folks, I believe that is all we have for now. Shane Briggs, Zach Letson, Brian Mayer. Gulls pregame show rolls on.
All right, back here on the Gulls pregame show, Zach Letson joined by Newport second baseman Trent Farquhar as we get ready for the final regular season game here at Cardines Field. Trent, you're the leadoff man. You set the table for this Newport offense that's been scorching hot in July. How cool is it for you to be the one at the top of that order to set the tone for everybody behind you?
It's awesome. I love hitting in front of these guys. I got some some of the best hitters in the country behind me that drive me in. So honestly, it makes my job easy. All I got to do is get on base, and then these guys are going to drive me in. So just want to do my job for my team.
Well, one of those guys behind you, a later addition to this team, your Michigan State teammate, Brian Brecker. You guys both go yard on Tuesday at Martha's Vineyard, and you guys have both been contributing, obviously, a ton throughout the season, and especially here in July. How cool is it to be doing it with a fellow Sparty man, and what kind of relationship do you and Brian have?
Yeah, Brian and I are really good friends. Honestly, created a bond through the good Lord Jesus Christ, and so thankful for that relationship with him. But him and I I'm so glad he was able to come out here. First off, he was going to come out here, had a knee injury, but unfortunately he wasn't able to. But so glad he came out here and just helping the Gulls catch some W's and catch a league win today.
Well, Newport going for a 30-win season. You're at the top of the lineup once again, Trent, and a part of the reason that Holbrook keeps putting you there, your patient approach at the plate. You're third in the entire league in walks. So, I mean, not only are you cranking Hobers, but you have that patient plate approach. What's kind of your mindset, I guess, to staying disciplined at the plate? Because I'm sure a home run seems tasty, but you stay patient, and it's certainly paid off.
They sure do. But, yeah, for me, being a smaller guy, I don't leave the yard very often. It's a treat when I do, I'm not going to lie, but for me, it's just, honestly, any way I can get on base. If that's walking, getting hit by a pitch, bunting, whatever way to get on base and let those other guys drive me in, that's what I got to do.
Well, Trent, you've been around for the entire summer, and you played in the Northwoods League. Anyone around the Newport Gulls or around summer ball, if you're around summer ball as a player, you'll often play Mafia in the bus on the way back from games. And last night you were the narrator during what you told me was one of the more electric games of Mafia ever played. Just walk me through just what your favorite role is in that game, because I came to find out pretty complex game Mafia is. What's your favorite part about or your favorite role and just your favorite part about doing it with the fellas?
Yeah, it's a strategic game, but definitely being the medic is my favorite because, especially as you saw last night, when you say the medic is on the scene, it's one of the most electric things in all of college baseball. Regardless of where you go to school, where you play summer ball, it's the most electric thing ever. So I think saving one of your buddies in the game is just awesome.
Well, that was Jack Scanlon. 4 for 4 last night as the medic, with Mr. Farquhar to my left as the narrator. That is Michigan State's Trent Farquhar. Trent, thanks for the time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, the Gulls pregame show rolls on. All right, it's the manager show. Zach Letson here with Gulls manager Frank Holbrook as Newport prepares for its regular season finale. And Coach, Gulls got it done last night, 11-6 out at Mystic. Brian Brecker down in the order, a 2 RBI hit. You got Slade Alford hitting a grand slam. What can you say about the depth of this team? Because really everybody in the NECBL is feeling its depth hit. But you guys seemingly 1 through 9 continue to produce. What can you say about the depth of this offense?
Yeah, 1 through 7, it's been pretty consistent who's been in there and who's been producing. They can all make it hurt. And then we've been able to have the luxury of playing some matchups down in that bottom part of the order that you referred to. So they had a lefty going early. We stacked it with some righties to start the game. We got them out of the game, and then we looked into their bullpen and who was eligible. They didn't have any other lefties eligible, so we were able to make a switch there kind of early in the game when we were chasing and needed some offense. So we played some matchups, got some walks from lefties there, and things kind of rolled in the right direction there, and bullpen was great from there on out, and that was the difference in the game.
Well, on the topic of bullpen and depth, one area where the Gulls have been hit a little bit is starting pitching. 3 different starters moving on to professional ball. But you guys have kind of found other ways to win ball games, using a lot more bullpen arms, guys that have been used in more important roles, Seamus Barrett's, Cole Stasios of the world. But you still have found ways to win, and those guys have really produced. How do you like where your team's at from a pitching standpoint with the most important games ahead.
Yeah, like you said, we lost 3 guys that during the meat of the summer were giving us, 6 innings every time out. We had a 6 or 7 man rotation going for probably 4 or 5 weeks there, and played some really good baseball. And like you said, we lost them. Last week, I felt like we felt that a little bit more than we have this week, only having 4 games this week and being able to, manage the game and spread innings out a little bit more evenly and not having to lean on the starter to go as deep. So some guys have gotten the ball a little bit more than they had in previous weeks, and they've stepped up, and the offense has continued to find ways to win ball games. So it's been cool to watch.
Well, Newport got no hit opening night. Since then, the Gulls have won their most games since 2013 when you were an assistant on a team that ended up being a win away from winning it all. What can you say about a team that's 15 games over 500, about how much they've grown on the field and off the field as the regular season ends and the playoffs begin on Monday?
Yeah, the team itself has gone through some different phases, onboarding guys early, losing some guys in the draft, but through it all, these guys have made some really cool connections. They appreciate being around each other and what the Newport Gulls organization tries to do for them, and we're seeing the results on the field. Obviously, the talent's there, but there's also something special about how they appreciate each other and how they go about their business. So excited to see them get into this important part of the summer, and hopefully we can continue to play well and have that fun we've been having all summer.
All right, final game of the regular season. Playoffs begin on Monday. That is Gulls manager Frank Holbrook. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Zach.
All right, the Gulls pregame show rolls on. Wrapping up our on-field coverage here on the Gulls pregame show, time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Zach Letson joined by the voice of the Ocean State Waves, Zach Austin, and another roadie ram to my right. It is the Gulls field reporter, Shane Briggs. Last game of the Pell Bridge series this season, game number 6. Last game of the regular season for the Newport Gulls, and a big one at that, Zach. Gulls can clinch the Coastal Division with a win tonight, but Ocean State fighting, scratching, and clawing just to find themselves in the playoff picture.
Yeah, so the Waves have 2 games left, and after a tough loss last night to North Shore, they need this game specifically, and they need their next 2 going back Saturday to face Mystic at home. And this is the Pell Bridge rivalry, as you said, doesn't get any bigger than this. This is where all the marbles go, and I think we're in for an exciting one today.
Well, Shane, Zach said it, a lot of marbles on the table. Important game, last game of the regular season. Gulls can finish off a 30-win regular season tonight. We've been hanging around the players here in the dugout. What's the vibe like as we get ready for a big one?
Pretty business, actually. Usually the guys are, pretty loose, having a lot of fun, messing around, and they always are. It's a fun group of guys, but I feel like today the sun's not out as much. I feel like it might be a little weather kind of thing, but everyone's really zoned in, really focused. Strictly business today. Strictly business. Close it out, 30 wins, ensure everything for the playoffs, and just ride on into Monday.
Gulls will be back here in all likelihood on Monday for a wild card game. That could be against the Ocean State Waves. Tonight will determine a lot of that. Gulls and Waves coming up at 6:35. We'll see you in the booth. It is the final game of the regular season for the Newport Gulls. Host Family Appreciation Night here at Cardines Field. So glad that you've decided to spend your Friday night with us. Zach Letson, Zach Austin to my left, the broadcaster for the Ocean State Waves, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Shane Briggs, as we get set for game number 6 of this season series and the 44th game for Newport this season. Next time Gulls take the field, it'll be for postseason baseball. And Zach, 2 teams that are pretty familiar with each other, having played each other 5 times, and Newport got the best of Ocean State last time they played in a 13-5 win.
Yeah, and that game was pretty much bombs away. The Gulls were really getting home run after home run, it seemed, in that game. And, it's been fireworks, really, every time these teams have met back and forth. It seems these teams are alternating wins and losses, and you talked about it. Crucial for both teams. If the Gulls win this game, they clinch the division. The Waves, 2 games left. They need to win both to ensure they're in the playoffs. They really control their own destiny from this point forward.
Well, we will have plenty more to get tonight's game set, starting lineups, starting pitching matchups, but you can see Jake Burley, Anthony Nelson on the field with their host families. As mentioned, host family appreciation night here at Cardians Field, the final regular season game, and a special one at that. Newport Gulls general manager Chuck Pava is on the field to conduct tonight's pregame ceremonies, so let's send it to the field.
Next, I'd like to introduce Cheryl Borgeson and Jim Pryor. They hosted tonight's starting pitcher, Chase Renner. The Chase is from Penn State University. This is their first year as a host family. Thank you so much for your generosity. Next, I'd like to introduce Peter and Carly Regan and their two boys, Jack and Aiden. They hosted Colton Freeman from Bartlett College. And folks, this is their 12th year as a host family. 12 years, folks. 12 years. Jack and Aiden grew up on the field here as bat boys, and now they're grown men. Wonderful to see. The Regans, thank you so much again for your generosity. Next, I'd like to introduce Melissa Cornell and her son Aiden. And they hosted for the second straight year Spencer Smith from Northeastern University. And this is their third year as a host family. Very nice. And tonight I'd like to recognize Pat and Kelly Keys and their children, Gracie and Cooper. Oh, they're here! And they hosted Liam Levandy from Bryant University and Josh Gross from East Carolina University. And this is their fourth year as a host family. And Captain Key just retired from the U.S. Navy. Let's give him a welcome hand as well. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. Next, I'd like to recognize Chris and Becky Farwick and their two children, Elizabeth and CJ. And they're not in attendance right now, but they hosted Garrett Simpson, so let's give them a hand. Thank you so much. It was their 7th season as a host family. Next, I'd like to introduce Melissa Gossett, Chris Gossett, and their son Bryce. They hosted John Lipinski from Binghamton University. And it's their first year as a host family, folks. Thank you so much for your generosity. Next, I'd like to welcome down to the field Spencer and Michelle McCoon with their two boys, Brady and Ryder. And their neighborhood friend. hosted 3 goals. Noah Martinez from Central Connecticut State University. Logan McGuire from Georgia Tech. And Coach Savio from Baylor University. They have a big 3rd floor, if anybody's looking for a room. That's a great neighborhood picture right there. Awesome. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you. Next, we'd like to welcome to the field Sarah and Joe Macedo. And there's children, Miles and Cora. They hosted Seamus Barrett from University of Louisville, and that's 2 years in a row they hosted Seamus. It's their 6th year as a host family. Has anybody seen an outfit like that Joe has on tonight? Outstanding! This goes back.
Yeah, they're fun. Good workout.
They basically just go
Next, I'd like to welcome Karen and Jack Mancini and their children, Megan and John. They hosted Colt Ledbetter from Stanford University and now attending Mississippi State University. And it's their 5th year as a host family. 5 years, folks. I think they beat them well in their Mancini house. Their goal last year was the 4th round. Thank you so much, Mancini's. Let's recognize Dave and Tracy Sampson. They hosted this year. Daniel Blair was their 3rd year. Let's give them a hand, folks. Daniel just signed a professional contract and is no longer with us. We'd like to recognize Matt and Karen Ellsworth. They hosted Joshua Corona Brower from Rutgers University. And it's their 3rd year as a host family. Outstanding. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for opening your home up to Joshua. Next, I'd like to recognize Meredith Martin and her 2 boys, Leo and Luke. She's not with us tonight, but she hosted Kevin Sider, and it was her 7th year as a host family. Let's make sure we recognize them. Next, I'd like to recognize Craig Sampson. He hosted Tyler Thornton from Dartmouth College. I like to say it's his 6th year, but it seems like it's 16 years. He was one of our original host families back in 2001. He hosted our first major leaguer, Chris Iannetta. Next, I'd like to recognize Megan Vidovich and her 2 boys, Thomas and Luke. She hosted Cameron Clayton from the University of Washington, Jeff Bunnell from the University of Washington, and Brian Broder from Michigan State. And this is her 1st year as a host family. Thank you so much. I'd like to recognize Lisa and Will Musler and their son Will. They hosted this summer Chase Allen. And they're with us tonight. Let's give them a big hand, folks. Come on out and take a picture with Gully. Chase just had to return back to the University of Michigan yesterday. So let's give them a big hand. Thank you so much. Chase would appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'd like to recognize Nick and Patricia Sarantakes and their two children, Alani and Mark. They hosted Cole Stagio, and it's their 4th year as a host family. And they're up here in the stands tonight. Hey, let's give them a great hand, folks. It's their 4th year as a host family. Next, I'd like to recognize Paul and Marty Lees. They hosted Trent Facquar from Michigan State. Come on out here, Trent. They're not here tonight, but let's come out and take a picture with your mascots. Come on, Trent. They would appreciate that. They're on vacation up in Maine right now, and it was their 1st year as a host family.
Look at goalie showing at the shop.
Thanks, Trent. Now we'd like to call out Michael and Brooke Ferreira and their 2 children, Ryan and Lily. They hosted Parker Haskins and returned home with an injury. It was their 1st year as a host family. Let's give them a hand. I'd like to recognize Hillary and Brett Kerwin, their son John and Joseph, their military family who hosted Sammy Colasino from the United States Air Force Academy, who had to return back to service. Let's give them a hand.
Look at me funny, faces, right? Yeah. One did it like a mustache.
Lynn and Tony Ray, hosted Alec McRae from East Carolina University. And it was their 1st year as a host family. I'd like to recognize Angela Ninjura and her 2 children, Benjamin Paul and Christopher Andre. They hosted Jared Wegner. It was their 1st year. Jared returned with an injury. Let's give them a hand. Now I'd like to ask out the Rounds family. Are we here? All right, come on out, the Rounds family. They hosted their son, Ben, from Hartford University, and his parents' wife. Ben, I hope the food was good, Ben. Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking care of your son. We'd like to invite 2 Gulls out here right now who live together with their families, Slade Alford from Mississippi State and Ryan Ginther from Vanderbilt University. Come on out and take a picture with Gully boys. Their parents would be proud. Thank you, boys. Make sure you thank your parents. Jack Scanlon, the Scanlon family here? If not, let's ask Jack to come out, take a picture with Gully. And Peter Sacklereras, come on out, take a picture with Gully. These boys live with their parents as well. We'd like to recognize one of our coaches' mom, Marilyn Gasafi, and she's here with us. Come on out, Mom. Come on out, Coach. Coach. Outstanding. Hey, let's give a warm welcome to all the future host families in the stands who are just excited to have a goal in their house next summer. Oh, last but not least, the Wetland family, Christy and Mike. And their children, Alexander, and MJ, Harper, and Lucy. Look at that love. They hosted Luke Beckstein from Northeastern University, folks. It's their second year as a host family. And Mike is currently serving in the United States Marine Corps at the War College, folks. Let's give them a big hand.
Hey, yo.
Thank you so much for your generosity. Okay, folks, this concludes our host family program tonight. Thank you all so much. Let's give our host families a big hand. That's how we're here in Newport. Host families, thank you all so much for your generosity. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Cardines Field on the occasion of Host Family Appreciation Night. Tonight's game sponsor is the Newport Gulls Baseball Club.
Visit ASK.ncbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final Four, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final Four, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
The law firm of Haller & Sage is proud to partner with the Newport Gulls for a season-long and, dare I say, epic battle for the Haller & Sage Cup. The Newport Gulls, the Mystic Schooners, the Bristol Blues, the Danbury Westerners, and the Valley Blue Sox are all in contention for the title. Haller & Sage is proud to support the NECBL teams and the Aquidneck Island community. We wish the players a successful, competitive, healthy, enjoyable season. And to the fans, enjoy the game. Play ball.
Number 8, Jacob Burley of Brown University in Hollister, California. On the mound tonight for the Gulls, number 25, Chase Renner of Penn State University in the town of Albertus, Pennsylvania. The coaching staff, the manager is number 33, Frank Holbrook of Middletown, Rhode Island.
Fans, the NECBL Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
For this matchup between the Ocean State Waves and your Newport Gulls. For those of you who were here earlier, tonight we're celebrating our host family appreciation night. But I'd also like to take a second to give a shout out to some of our volunteers as we celebrated Volunteer Appreciation Night this past weekend. And these individuals you see all over the park running around getting this field ready, so they weren't given their due during our Volunteer Appreciation Night. Let's give a big round of applause for Jack Semilia, who attends St. John's University, Nicholas Elias, who's at the University of Tampa, and from the U.S. Navy, Sean Alexander. saying he does it all for us, and Russell Secor as well. And now, I'd like you please all rise and move your caps. Here with us tonight, to present the nation's colors, our Cranston Police Department. We are also joined by volunteers from the Newport Navy Choristers under the direction of retired Chief Petty Officer Lori McDonald. The Corps is celebrating 70 years of service to Newport County community, raising over $450,000 for local nonprofits. They're comprised of active, retired, reserve, and auxiliary personnel from all 5 branches of the military, along with government employees and spouses. And please, folks, they sing 2 verses of the national anthem, so please hold your applause till the end. Thank you again, folks. Now let's get ready to play some baseball.
I don't think you'll ever talk to me after I leave today.
Game number 44 of 44. That is what is here this evening, Friday night, and a fantastic one for baseball. Zach Letson, Zach Austin, Shane Briggs here on the NECBL Network the regular season finale here for the Newport Gulls, and it comes, Zach, against their Rhode Island rivals. 4-2 the season series advantage for Newport, and for Ocean State coming in with a 21-21 record, fighting right now for a spot in the NECBL playoffs. 4 wild card teams will be present. Right now, the Waves are the 4th of those 4. How will Eric Hirschnein-Bodner's team look 1 through 9 in the starting lineup, looking for a 22nd win here tonight?
Yeah, Zach, well, it's the top 4 that we've become accustomed to here for the Waves. Jake Studley leading off in that first spot. Pete Jufreda in the second spot at the DH position. Drew Holderback, the third baseman, in the third hitting position. The cleanup hitter, Kyrie Miller, the center fielder. And then following him, Chase Meggers will be behind the dish today. Catching in the 5th spot out of Oregon, Blaine Litsky, the left fielder, will be in that 6th spot. And 7 through 9, Alex Ramirez out of URI. Dan Baruch out of Boston College. And Creek Robertson, the shortstop today, will round out the order for Ocean State.
Gulls in their home orange uniforms that they only wear on Fridays, but, well, we talked about it, the one constant with Gulls and Waves at Cardines Field has been Friday nights. The first matchup, 2 great games, of which I'll add. The first one, June the 18th, the Waves took that in a 12-10 final, and, well, became the first team all summer to win a game here at Cardines Field. The Gulls are 17-4, playing here at their home stomping grounds, and it is a big game here tonight. Newport can clinch the Coastal Division, and Shane, a place that Newport, you can see them huddling up. They just love to play here in front of their home fans.
Yeah, well, Zach, I think the music that just came on here is queued up, timed up absolutely perfectly because, as they say over the PA, no one comes into our house and pushes us around, and I think that's the mentality that these Gulls really try and take on. The numbers, he lies, she lies, numbers don't, right? The Gulls love playing here at home, and you can see that by their numbers, their record, everything. So I think it's just an absolutely beautiful day to have a game out here in Cardines, and I think the Gulls are ready to go.
Newport will be, in all likelihood, right back here on Monday night for the beginning of the NECBL playoffs, and that could very well be another matchup with the Ocean State Waves. As it stands right now, that's what it would be. But the Sanford Mainers and Danbury Westerners are right on Ocean State's tail. The Waves are 21-21, Sanford 20-21, and Danbury 20-21. Worth mentioning, the Westerners have the tiebreaker. So if all 3 of those teams finish with identical records, we could be seeing a rematch of last year's NECBL wildcard game when the Westerners beat the Gulls 6-1 at Rogers Park. Gulls are out in the field, as you can see on your screen, so let's give you the Gulls' defensive alignment. Left to right in the outfield, Colton Freeman plays in left, Colton Ledbetter in center, Alec Makarevich is in right, left to right across the infield. Slade Offord scorching hot, a grand slam last night that propelled Newport to an 11-6 win over the Mystic Schooners. He's at third base, Josh Kuroda-Grauer at shortstop, Luke Beckstein at second, Noah Martinez at first, and Jake Burley does the catching. You see on your screen, on the bump, it is the Penn State Nittany Lion, Chase Renner. He makes his 3rd start, his 8th appearance. 17 innings in the books, a 6.88 ERA. He's picked up 2 victories, and when you look at his last 4 outings, 3 of them coming in scoreless efforts, including his 2nd start of the summer. That was the last time he pitched 6 days ago, and he was fantastic against the #1 team in the entire NECBL. 4 shutout innings, allowing just 3 hits and 3 walks with 4 strikeouts to the Vermont Mountaineers. A 9-2 victory for Newport in another magical game that was here at Cardines Fields. And now Newport looks for its 5th win against its Rhode Island rivals. Host Family Appreciation Night. Every host family getting recognized, as is the tradition here at Cardines Field. Final night of the regular season. I'm glad you can be with us on the NECBL network for another game that, well, if you followed this season series, nearly every game has come down to the wire between the Gulls and the Waves. First pitch from Renner into Jake Studley is fouled back to the net, and we're underway. Oh, it bounced onto the first base dugout on top of it, where Caden Sharp at 0, first base cameraman, is standing. 6:52 Eastern. 77 degrees and mostly sunny here in Newport, Rhode Island. Studley shoots that one down the line and foul. Nearly had extra bases right away, but could not keep it fair.
Well, I got to say, Zach, never a dull moment here at Cardines Field between these two teams. And right away, Jake Studley getting some aggressive swings out. But to go back to your earlier point, through the first 5 matchups of this series this summer, the wins and losses have alternated. Started out with Newport winning back in that first game. Then, of course, the 12-10 game you talked about. A couple games later, there was a 4-0 shutout at Old Mountain Field. And, of course, last time out, that offensive explosion, the 13-5 victory over Ocean State for the Gulls in Wakefield.
Grand slam from Jake Burley. 3-run home run from Josh Kuroda-Grauer. Highlighted that one for Newport. 1-2 is in the dirt, blocked by Burles, who's back in the game for Newport. And something we'll touch upon more as we look at Newport's lineup before the bottom of the first is, Zach, that Newport is sending an identical lineup, positions order, here as they try to get a 5th win against the Waves like they did last Thursday in Wakefield. A little bit of chin music upstairs. Now a full count coming to the right fielder.
Yeah, well, as you said, we'll get into that more. But to make it simple, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that seems to be the Gulls' approach here today.
13 runs. That included a 6-run 4th inning. Again, a drive from Studley right off the roof of the clubhouse.
That was almost a real window break. That was about probably 6 inches north of that window right there. That was close. Zach squared. Happy Friday, by the way, gentlemen.
Another payoff pitch. Rocked down the left field line past the dive of Alford. That's a fair ball. Studley will have extra bases. Fielded by Freeman. And he's in standing up. Leadoff stand-up double for the Ocean State Waves and Jake Studley.
Yeah, and you got the feeling that he was just going to keep going at it, and that's exactly what he did. Really solid contact down that third baseline, getting right by Alford. Nothing he could do about it, and got in standing up. Great way to start the game. Really good aggressiveness here from Ocean State right off the bat.
Now, one of the better hitters in this Ocean State lineup, an all-star reserve Studley, picks up his 7th double here this summer. All of a sudden, an opportunity for another all-star and the designated hitter, Pete Chufreda. First pitch rides inside from Renner for a ball.
Yeah, Chufreda coming off not his best game. Didn't reach base last night in that defeat to North Shore 5-3. Certainly looking to come back in this game with, again, a lot on the line.
And that one got him right on the leg. 80 miles per hour, and it just slipped out of Renner's hands. And certainly nothing intentional, especially so because I don't think this is what Chase Renner envisioned right out of the gate. You put the first 2 on and give Drew Holderback an opportunity here to start the scoring.
Yeah, and when you look at the top of this lineup, again, 2 all-stars right off the bat, and both have reached. So Renner will be interested to see how he responds. Holderback and Miller and Meggers is another all-star, to be reckoned with as well.
First pitch to Holderback on the ground and under the glove of Slade Alford. Rounding third, Studley, and it's 1-0 Ocean State. All 3 Waves have reached to start the ball game, and Ocean State strikes first.
Well, the Waves are attacking that area near third base, and Slade Alford's had a tough time so far. That one rolling right, under his glove or under his legs, as you can see on that replay. And Studley, plenty of time to get home. This top 3 in this order looking to bounce back after last night. And they certainly have so far.
3 have come to the plate. The Ocean State, all 3 guys that really stand apart when you look at batting average statistics. Studley, Chufreda, and Holderback, and they're all aboard for the cleanup man, Kyrie Miller. Gulls still looking for the first down of the ball game.
And
Miller looks at a strike.
Sorry, Zach, but the thing, when looking at Kyrie Miller, who's up now, big playability, leads this team with 8 home runs, top 3 in the league, at least earlier in the week. And, at Cardines Field, anything is possible. We've seen that so far.
Renner did not allow a run in his last start. Masterful performance against Vermont, but faced with some early adversity here. Ocean State did drop 12 runs in the first matchup here at Cardines Field between these 2 teams, but it's been a season series more kind of accustomed to the pitching side. Cut on and missed. Rising fastball out of the arm of Renner, 90 miles per hour.
I'm sure this will come up all throughout the night, Zach, but this rivalry matchup, especially here at Cardines, brings out excellent crowds every time on Friday night as well. Great baseball environment here this afternoon.
Not an empty seat in the house. 1-2, fought off by Miller. And he stays alive here. Another 90-mile-per-hour pitch from Renner. That is where his fastball will typically lie. 89 to 90 miles per hour. He's also got a curveball and a changeup in the mix. That's what you can look out for, a 3-pitch mix for the right-hander, the sophomore out of Albertus, Pennsylvania, and Penn State University. Breaking ball fought off again. Martinez nearly had a play on it. One hopped into his glove in foul play. And the at-bat continues here. 241 average for Kyrie Miller, 8 homers. One of those a no-doubter coming at Old Mountain Field against the Newport Gulls. 19 RBIs, 28 hits in total. Looking to add to this early Waves lead. Crack deep into left. Freeman is back. As is Ledbetter at the wall, he leaps, and it's off the wall. Chufreda will stop at second. Now there's a miscommunication on the base paths. Charging home, Chufreda, the tag. He's out. The Gulls get the out at the plate, and now more miscommunication. In between first and second is Miller. He's tagged out. Unbelievable. What looked at the beginning to be trouble for the Newport Gulls turns into 2 outs in the fields.
Wow. Show of hands. Who knows what just happened? That was insane.
Well, Shane, I feel the exact same way. So you have Meggers and Miller both heading towards second base. And then you have Pete Chufreda, who's coming home. No attention paid to him. The throw gets there in time. Miller should have plenty of time to get back to first. But, again, the confusion, and he gets caught. A very avoidable situation there. And just like that, there are 2 outs.
Wow. Wow is right. Chase Megger swings at the first pitch and cracks it foul.
Lost in there. I think Colton Ledbetter got maybe 6 feet in the air. Did he climb the fence there?
Yes. Climbed the chain link fence out in left center field, but what looked like it was going to be a sure double for Miller. He's out on the play, and a Holderback, after all that, only got to second base, and now there's 2 away.
Yeah, and again, looking at that play, you had Miller going up to second, and then you had Holderback going back to second. I'm wondering if he didn't see what happened. I'm wondering if he thought maybe there was a catch.
Now, Holderback probably is trying to go to third. He sees Chufreda stop at third, and that is probably what held up the line. Breaking ball, there's a strike from Renner, 1-2. Because once one guy stops, it can set the entire train of motion behind him into trouble. And that's exactly what happened because Holderback had nowhere to go. Miller had nowhere to go. Miller ends up getting tagged out, and Chufreda gets gunned down at the plate. What a wild play. Meggers gives it a ride. Deep in the left, Freeman back. That's off the wall. This time a run will score for Ocean State. Play at second won't be in time. Second double of the inning for Ocean State, this time from the all-star Meggers. 2-0.
Well, Meggers, all of a sudden a double machine. He hit his first 2 of the season just a couple nights ago against Martha's Vineyard. And after what was a really confusing sequence of events, able to drive home a run and a 2-run lead despite, that awkward play that bat before.
Oh, those are both outs in this ballgame right now. Everything else has been a double, a hit by pitch, the single, then the could-have-been double from Miller, and then another double from Meggers. Here's the Stonehill College man, local products, Newport Collegiate Baseball League participant. It's Blaine Linsky.
Yeah, and Linsky, one of the few Gulls before the game, getting a few cheers in the crowd, along with Alex Ramirez, Dan Baruch, some other local products.
Breaking ball from Renner rides outside. We're trying to just settle things down. The Waves 2 runs on the board and really have been seeing them well in pretty much every at-bat, all 5 of them. One fought off by Linsky. Slotted in left field tonight for the Waves.
Yeah, Litsky tends to play outfield when he doesn't catch on. Again, going back to that really strange double play, even with all that confusion, there still at least was a chance for Miller to stay safe. There could have been another run driven in or another runner on base. So as bad as things have been here for the Gulls to start for the most part, it certainly could be worse.
Jake Burley applying the tag on Shufreda, and then immediately you saw Burles just kind of charge out towards the mound, see that Miller literally had nowhere to go in between first and second, and that was just an easy second out. I mean, that's just Gulls have played in 44 games now this season, the final game of the regular season. Definitely a first, what we just saw here in the top of the first. Linsky's down on strikes, and the inning is over. Renner gets out of it, not before to score for Ocean State. 2-0, Waves advantage. Newport gets their first at-bats when we come back.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final Four, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Back for the home half of the first. Well, we've already seen some wild shenanigans here between Newport and Ocean State, because what else is new? Joe Sinella, you see him on your screen. He gets the ball for Ocean State tonight. They'll face a hot Newport offense that put 11 on the board last night, including a grand slam from Slade Alford. For Frank Holbrook's squad, it is the exact same lineup Newport sent in its 13-5 victory in Wakefield against Ocean State and the last matchup between these 2 teams. Trent Farquhar is the leadoff hitter as the designated hitter. You heard from him in today's Gulls pregame show. Colton Freeman plays in left and hits second. Colton Ledbetter plays in center and hits third. Slade Alford is the cleanup hitter playing third. Noah Martinez hits fifth and plays first. Josh Grote-Grauer, the Week 7 NECBL Player of the Week, hits sixth and plays short. Alec Makarevich plays in right and hits seventh. Luke Beckstein hits eighth and plays second. And Jake Burley rounds out the order, doing the catching and hitting ninth. Talked about Sinella, a guy that, well, he's known for giving haircuts to the Ocean State Waves team and has really kind of become a phenomenon across social media platforms across the NECBL.
Yeah, absolutely, Zach. Probably one of the most unique players that the Waves have ever had in their history and really all throughout summer baseball. But on top of that, a pretty solid pitcher as well at 2.43 ERA, comes in with 31 strikeouts to 9 walks. And yeah, just a couple nights ago up in the press box was giving some cuts, and here he is on the mound in what could be the biggest game of the season here for Ocean State.
21-21, the Waves record. 20-21. That's what Sanford and Danbury, who are both on the outside looking in, sit at behind them. In front of them is the Mystic Schooners, who are on a downslide and got blown out by Martha's Vineyard earlier today.
Yeah, Schooners have been overworked, to say the least. They've had an unconventional doubleheader yesterday.
Well, bloop shot by Farquhar, but it dies in left. Linsky there to make the catch. Linsky is in left, as we mentioned. Left to right across the outfields. Miller is in center. Studley in right. Holderback is at third. Robertson at short. Ramirez, the NCBL product, at second. Dan Baruch at first. And Chase Meggers, with the second double of the first for Ocean State, is the battery mate doing the catching for Joe Sinella. Here's Colton Freeman Newport left fielder. Watches the first pitch strike, just kind of touch that inner part of the plate. Fastball, slider, changeup with a little bit of a curveball as well for Sinella. Seton Hall Pirate. Fastball will sit around 86 miles per hour. Slider, his second most used pitch at about 76, 77. First time that he faces the Newport Gulls, despite this being his 10th start. And that is strike 3 called. Got Freeman on 3 pitches, 2 up and 2 down.
Well, Zach, a close shave on that pitch, but good enough to get that last strike. And how interesting is it going into the day? The Waves, 21 wins, 21 losses, and here's number 21 on the bump.
Funny how baseball works.
21. How does that song go again?
2 up and 2 down. Here's Colton Ledbetter. Home runs in both of the games here at Cardines Field against the Ocean State Waves. And both of those came early. 2-run home run in the game on July the 1st was the difference in a 2-1 win. Then also had a solo jack to straightaway center on June the 18th in a game that Ocean State ended up holding on for a 12-10 win. In a wild game, Gulls nearly completed a 6-run comeback.
In that game, Zach had all kinds of fireworks. You had home runs and literal fireworks in the background at times. So that one definitely one of the wackier matchups between these two teams.
Right, Ledbetter's been in the middle of all those highlights throughout both of those games. 368 batting average. There's the slider, and there's a strike to make it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Deuces Wilds.
They're out, Zach. The Deuces are here. Running wild.
Here it comes. Cut on and missed. He got him. Joe Sinella, 1-2-3 in the home half of the first. The Waves, he lost his shoe. He lost his shoe. He's got it back. A 1-2-3 inning. I think he'll take it. Shoe off or not. Waves by 2. I'll be right back here on the NECBL Network.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts.
Back for the top of the second, and Newport making a change, a call to the bullpen early in this one. Peter Sakalaris, he takes over for Chase Renner here in the top of the second inning. And Sakalaris making his 12th appearance here in a Gulls uniform in 2022. Has been strong, a 3.46 ERA, 19 hits, 9 runs, just 5 of those earned. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Waves sent 6 to the plate in the first and brought home 2. Alex Ramirez, the first batter in the second, flies it out. Straightaway center, Colton Ledbetter has it for out number 1.
Yeah, some more contact by the Waves, but didn't quite go too far in the outfield. A fairly conventional play down there for that fly out. But it'll be interesting to see what the approach is pitching, going forward for Newport. Kind of an opener situation, but when you look at Sakalaris' numbers, he usually doesn't go too much farther than an inning either. So perhaps a lot of arms in play today.
First pitch driven to left off the bat of Dan Baruch. Freeman at the wall. Makes the catch. All the room he had. And a big sigh from Colton Freeman. You see the reaction. He's watching, pointing to how far that thing sailed, and it nearly left the building.
Golly, Zach, he is, I think, more animated than a Pixar character. He is one heck of a personality.
Every time Colton Freeman is involved in a big play, the reaction is never dull.
Zach, it doesn't have to be a big play for him.
You're
anything.
right.
Any play that he's involved in, there's entertainment value. Size isn't everything.
But yeah, you look at his reaction, you think that's bouncing somewhere, but no, it falls right into the glove. So good play out there.
2 up and 2 down, and the 9-hitter Creek Robertson digs in. Shortstop out of Southern Miss for H-Bod's group. Cut on and missed. That slide piece from Sakalaris, a beauty, 78 miles per hour. And that's really the bread and butter for a guy that you could coin a little bit as a specialist. 1 inning, sometimes 2 inning guy like you said, Zach.
Another thing, all 3 pitchers in this game have yet to face Ocean State going in.
Got Robertson right on, looked like the elbow. Elbow or upper part of the leg. And already the second hit batter by a Gulls pitcher here tonight, right off the thigh.
And now we got Pisac up creek with a runner on first.
Pun game is back, and it's strong here in Game 6 of the Pell Bridge Series. Top of the order now, and Jake Studley. First pitch drops just a bit inside. Now 1-0.
Feeling Studley tonight myself, Zach.
Go back really quick to Creek Robertson amid all these puns. Foul ball there, but he comes into the day with a 7-game hit streak. And while he does reach that streak on hold for the moment, it will be interesting to see if he can keep it going here with 2 games left.
Double that began the ball game. First hitter of the game was Jake Studley, and he slapped a double, stand-up double. There goes Robertson. Burley's throw to second is offline. He's a speedster and got a fantastic jump right there, and it's a stolen bag. Now a runner in scoring position.
That's number 8 for him this summer. Again, very productive, very speedy. We've seen it for the last 2 months, and there it is again.
And the 2-1. Robertson goes again on the ground. Backhanded by Kuroda Grauer. Long throw. In time. Inning over. Peter Sakalaris, a scoreless second. And Newport works around the speedy Robertson on the base paths, keeping it a 2-0 score. Gulls will look to get on the board when we come back.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year. Each of the 3 division winners and then the 3.
To the bottom of the second we go, 2-0, Waves on top early. A packed house for the regular season finale for the Newport Gulls. Playoffs begin on Monday, and the Gulls really in position to host one of the 2 wildcard games in the NECBL. Newport went 1-2-3 in its home half of the first, so 4, 5, and 6 begins with the all-star starting DH Slade Alford. Quickly 2-0.
Well, Zach, something we talked about pregame with Slade Alford is he's been very good. Again, an understatement really this summer, but against Ocean State, he's really had a lot of hits. Just 1 for 17 this summer against this team.
Overall, a .345 batting average. Cracked on the grounds and booted by Robertson. Alford will reach.
And that's why you hustle.
Right on. An E6. And the first error of the night. And a game that we talked about on June the 18th saw a lot of misplays in the field play a part. And a break that Newport needed right there.
Yeah, and as crazy of a game we've had, some of the plays we've seen, that was just the first error. And usually sure-handed Robertson, just, a little bobble there. And he's really taken hold of that spot since the departure of Max Johnson, who had been, for the most part, the regular starter out there. Of course, Robertson had started, from time to time at that shortstop spot, but it's all his now. And, he's really shown out just a tough break for him there.
Here's Noah Martinez. Holbrook sets the lineup up as all-star, all-star, all-star. And Martinez, the third of that bunch, chops that foul, first base side. 0-2 the count. Now Sanello will be forced to try to work around it. And like you said, another guy pitching for the first time against Newport, but he's been as relied upon as almost any arm on this Ocean State team. 37 innings coming in, and that is second to only Nick Piero.
That's his teammate over at Seton Hall. A couple Pirate pitchers in the main rotation all summer long here for the Waves. But, when you talk about these All-Stars, what better of a test for Joe Snell than to start against these 3?
At 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. Quick throw down to first. Slate back in time. It can be a little testy, a little trivial as a base runner trying to build the lead off of a lefty. Lefty on lefty matchup with Martinez. And the breaking ball misses outside, now 2-2.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, going back to that third of first, we see more of that. Sanella being a lefty certainly gives him an advantage with the line of vision right over there, and he can get that out quick, as we saw.
Down low, Martinez has run it full. 4 homers, 28 RBIs on the summer, the last of which came last night, helped Newport stage a comeback. Gulls were down 6-3, ended up scoring 8 unanswered to win that game at Dodd Stadium. Cut on and missed. Nasty off speed. Martinez way out ahead of it, and already the 3rd strikeout tonight for Sanella.
Yeah. Joe Sanella is certainly showing out to start. And, again, season's pretty much on the line here in these next 2 games, and he's pitching like it.
Backs against the wall for the Ocean State Waves. Here's Josh Kuroda-Grauer. Swinging first pitch, rocket back up the middle and through. Oh, baby. If you blink, you missed it. 102 right off the lip of the mounds.
JK, jeez. Golly, that was piped up the middle.
Certainly helped that it got a big bounce off the mound, too. Ramirez may have had a play on it, but as you see, just too far over his head, that little extra slope giving it some air time, and 2 on all of a sudden here for the Gulls.
Gulls in an early hole, but have played from behind and come back plenty in an offensive-friendly ballpark here at Cardines. 17-4. That's Newport's home record. It's really been remarkable to watch. And one of the only 4 losses came in that first matchup here against Ocean State. 1-0 the count to Alec Makarevich. Crack to third. The force at third for 1. Throw to first. That is a double play. the inning is over. Holderback heads up, stepped on third, and threw to first. And just like that, the potential rally is extinguished. 2-0, the Waves remain on top. The final game here in the regular season continues when we return.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Another pitching change for Newport, 2-0 Gulls trail, and it is a man that's given up just 1 earned run all summer. The righty out of Wright State University, Mount Washington, Kentucky, Garrett Simpson. And with Simpson, you're talking about an 0.57 ERA, a streak of over 15 innings without an earned run, which was the longest streak in the NECBL to go without allowing an earned run on the summer. That was snapped against the North Shore Navigators on Wednesday. But, I mean, still, 1 earned run, a 1-0 record, that 0.57 ERA as mentioned, 12 strikeouts and 1 walk. And Sakalaris going an inning scoreless following the inning that Chase Renner pitched. And, Zach, now it's 3 pitchers and 3 innings for the Gulls.
Yeah, it's an interesting approach. You know, it's possible that Simpson could go multiple. He's gone, you know, last couple – he went 2 against North Shore and then 1 and 1 before, but he's gone as far as 3 or 4, so we could see him for a more extended amount of time. But a streak that is continuing with Simpson is pitchers that have not pitched against the other team yet, as he has yet to face the Waves going into this game.
Little soft tapper off the bat of Pichu Freda. It goes off of the glove of Simpson. He recovers late, but throws it over the head of Martinez. And the E1 will let Chufreda get seconds. We saw an error in the top of the inning. Now we see one, rather, in the bottom of the last inning, now in the top of the 3rd. And tried making what was going to be a very difficult play after it bounced out of his glove. Martinez had no chance.
Yeah, the Waves once again beginning the inning on a good foot. They again have the lead 2-0. And again, you know, that first inning was a little wild, so it's hard to remember at times, but this is a big moment from the add to it.
In the dirt in front of Burley, and he did the tough part, which was keeping it in front of him. Ball number 1 to Drew Holderback. Had that single that began the scoring. Brought home Jake Studley back in the top of the 1st. 4 hits for Ocean State, 2 of them doubles from Studley and Meggers. And then we also had that wild, wacky play on the play that'll go down as a long single from Kyrie Miller. Holderback watches ball 2. Eighth appearance for Simpson, all coming out of the bullpen. And has gone lengthy relief, ended up working 4 innings in a game that Newport had to go the distance as a team, an 11-inning victory against the North Shore Navigators. And Newport just needs innings right now. Already a third pitcher in. And the good news for Newport, no game tomorrow, no game Sunday, so plenty of time to rest up before the playoffs begin Monday. That is ball 4. 4-pitch walk to the 3-hitter Holderback. And now the first two have reached here to start the third.
Well, last time Kyrie Miller was up was that confusing play, but when you take the aftermath away from it, he got really good contact, went off the wall. He's shown that he can take it deep today, and I'm sure he'll try get another crack at it this time.
Nothing's ever simple with Kyrie's, is it?
Well, he's got a major opportunity again, just like he had in the first. Still nobody out in the third. And treated with a breaking ball, fouls it back to West Marlboro Street. Miller, a .241 hitter. 39th game played with the Ocean State Waves. He's only sat 3 times. Large leads for both Chufreda and Holderback as there's a strike. Breaking ball drops in at 79 miles per hour. 0-2.
You got to think after what happened last time, they're going to know it. At any chance, just move and keep on going because you don't want to have any more mix-ups after the first inning.
Breaking ball on the ground, could be 2. Beckstein to second for 1. Kuroda Grauer to first, not in time. Well, it was a bullet from JKG, but Miller hustling earns the fielder's choice.
Yeah, and again, that was the same situation for Miller with Chufreda and Holderback on. This time, just 1 out. Miller able to safely reach on the fielder's choice, and Chufreda now 90 feet away from a potential third run for the Waves.
Real opportunity. Once again, first and third, just 1 out. And Chase Meggers, who clobbered a double right after that wacky play that we saw with Kyrie Miller, he stands in. NECBL All-Star Reserve, catcher out of the University of Oregon. And time was called just before Simpson released that pitch.
Yeah, just right before. Maybe we'll throw off Simpson when he comes back around, but Chase Meggers, 2 nights ago against Vineyard. A really good game for him. 3 hits, one of them a home run, one of his first in over a month, and then his first 2 doubles of the season. Of course, now 3 after his first go-round today.
3 for 9 against Newport. One of those 3, a big 3-run homer here on June 18th, helped propel a 12-run surge from Ocean State. Waves grew a 6-run lead, eventually was dwindled down to 2, and Newport had the tying run on second in the 9th. But Ocean State held on. 1-0 is chopped back to the Newport dugout. Simpson now treated with some adversity, just like Renner was. While trying to work around it. Already 4 hits, all coming in the first. 2 runs, all coming in the first for Ocean State. Runner goes as that is tapped softly back foul. Waves remaining aggressive on the base pass. We've already seen Robertson swipe a bag, and then Miller trying to do the same. A ball and 2 strikes to Meggers. Also hitting .241. Now you look, Miller, Ramirez, Meggers, exact same batting average coming into tonight. Game number 28 for the lefty catcher. And before he gets the 1-2 pitch, Miller slides safely back into first. And another check-in close. Oh, they nearly got him. Oh, that was a brilliant bluff by Garrett Simpson. It looked like he was going to get back into his motion on the mound, and instead he nearly caught Kyrie Miller napping.
Yeah, close call there, and Miller's shown that he's wanted to move, but really all these pitchers we've seen have gone it back over to first quickly. They've been alert today.
Massive lead off of first. And time called again. Standoff here between an Ocean State All-Star and, well, one of the best relievers on this Newport team. Finally, the 1-2. Runner goes outside and out of the arm of Burley. Now, Miller got a great jump again. Picked a good pitch to run on the off speed, and now the double play opportunity seemingly gone. Everything going, really, the way of Ocean State here early. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
If you're Ocean State, you want that third one to come in because, 2 runs, it's a nice lead, but it certainly isn't anything earth-shattering.
Meggers watches the breaking ball just tail outside. He's earned a full count. Giuffreda on third, Miller on second. Still just 1 away. Breaking ball. Oh, it just misses. Ball 4 on the breaking pitch. And now the bases are loaded.
Tough situation for the Gulls. I think they thought they may have got it there, but called ball 4. All 3 bags are juiced now, and Blaine Lidsky, who at one point just about a week ago had a 6-game hit streak of his own, certainly earned a lot of playing time late in this season and going gloveless. See how he does here. Second at bat of the game.
Opportunity to possibly blow it open early. Swinging first pitch on the ground, the Kuroda Grauer. It took a nasty hop over to second for 1. That's all Newport will get. Another fielder's choice for the Waves, this time for Linsky. In to score Giuffreda to make it 3-0.
So 1 does score, so the Waves do take advantage of having all 3 runners on. That's something they did have trouble with, about a week ago, certainly in that Newport game. And they have another chance at it. Kyrie Miller at third, and Alex Ramirez coming up, and he's been hot as of late. 3 of his 4 homers happening over the last couple of games. Before last night against North Shore, he had 2 in that loss to Danbury, and then another one against Vineyard 2 nights ago.
First pitch, 86 on the gun from Simpson, and for a strike. Just 1 more out needed. Ramirez, a .241 hitter himself. Those 4 homers, like you mentioned, and 9 RBIs.
Something to note about Ramirez, all 4 of his home runs happened at Old Mountain Field, and all of them went in the right field. So not to say he can't hit one on the road, but if he does, expect it maybe to go in the right.
Well, Cardines Field is lefty-friendly, and the same can kind of be said about Old Mountain Field with a shorter, kind of a short porch and right. 0-2 flown back foul. On to America's Cup Avenue it goes. Ramirez staying alive. A University of Rhode Island Ram. Just like the gentleman sitting to both my left and right. Plenty of URI representation on this Ocean State team.
Yeah, Ramirez had been the lone Ram for most of the season, but they did just sign John Jones, another late time called by Ramirez. But John Jones just joining this bullpen. We might see him today. We'll have to wait and see.
And again, time was called just before Simpson could release that pitch. Can be a little dangerous as a pitcher when you're that far forward in your motion.
Yeah, on top of that, though, Zach, it really throw off your rhythm.
Right.
Perhaps that's what this has been doing, Tough breaks, a couple the last batters here for him.
Struck him out. The inning is over. Ocean State gets 1 on the fielder's choice from Linsky, but they strand 2 more. Garrett Simpson, first relief appearance in the books. 3-0 Ocean State. We'll be right back.
The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete.
Back at Cardines Fields, we head to the bottom of the third, and now a 3-0 Ocean State lead. 8-9 and 1 due up for Newport. And Gulls have sent just one over the minimum. It has been so far and so good for Joe Sinella. And Luke Beckstein watches a first pitch ball outside. Gulls had a threat in the bottom of the second. That's a line caught. Robertson able to get it just before it hit the dirt.
Well, how about that to make up for the error earlier from Creek Robertson? Probably as close to the ground as you can get on that one, and able to stick that glove out on the left hand and make the grab.
2 pitches and an out. I'm sure that's what Joe Sinella's looking for. 2 1/3. He's thrown just 25 pitches. Jake Burley, a big violent swing for strike 1.
Now, for those of you at home who are scoreboard watching, Sanford, obviously, if you're a Wave, saying you want them to lose, well, they're down 1-0 to Upper Valley in the bottom of the 6th in that one. Score to keep an eye on.
It's outside for a ball. Busy night across the NECBL. We'll get a full look a little bit later in the night with Shane Briggs, as that is cut on and missed. Bristol also playing in a pivotal game, and a lot to cover, a lot of scoreboard watching for sure for both of these teams.
And for now, Bristol finds themselves down against North Adams 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th of that game. Upset alert potentially.
1-2 misses inside. Well, if Newport can find a way to win tonight and Bristol loses its last 2 games, that would set up a tiebreaker situation for a top 2 seed. Burley watches. That pitch just right outside from Sinella. He's only given up the 1 hit. Newport also had a base runner in the second on an error from Robertson. And Burley stays alive.
Now and right back here to us up in the nest.
Catcher out of Brown University is Burley. A great night here at Cardines Field. You can see really no empty seats. They've heard from Burls down on the field, up here in the booth as well. Smoked foul, this time onto West Marlborough Street.
By the way, one more score to throw in. Vermont up a decent margin over Keene, 4-1 on top of the 5th. They're in Keene. So if Bristol loses and Vermont wins, they'd be in a good spot.
Come on down.
That is ball 4. First free pass, at least on a base on balls for that matter, for Sinella, and the Gulls have life here in the 3rd.
And any spark that you can get is entirely appreciated in a game that you find yourselves down early. Anything can help.
Top of the order, and the table setter, Trent Farquhar. Breaking ball in for a strike to Trent. Michigan State, where he plays his baseball. You heard from him in our pregame show today. Home run in his last game here at Cardines Field. That also came in the bottom of the 3rd. Quickly 0-2. That was a 9-2 victory for the Newport Gulls. Got the Gulls their 17th win here at home. 3 pitch strikeouts to Farquhar. And for Sinella, that's exactly how you want to bounce back, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, no better way than that. Getting that strikeout against Farquhar, who has been pretty good lately. But when you look at the last week for this Newport team, you got 4 hitters 400 or above, another 2 300 or above, and right behind them is Farquhar.
It's been an offense that has been difficult to halt for any team, whether it's here or whether it's on the road. Check back in on Burley, who's in safe. It's been impressive. 2 2/3, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and just a walk. That's a Burley, who's over at first. They may have caught him leaning the wrong way. He's back in safe. That was dangerous. Especially with a lefty in Sinella, you really can't get too comfortable.
We've seen a couple close calls over there now today for both sides.
Colton Freeman launches a first pitch ball. Outfielder out of Dartmouth. He's been busy in the field already tonight. .311 batting average, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. And now 2-0. Not even at 40 pitches yet is Sinella. If you're Newport, well, the least you want to do, even if it's not scoring, make him work, make him labor, ride that pitch count a little bit further up. Cut on and missed. That violent swing from Colton Freeman. Really parallel to nobody on the Gulls, but could not make contact.
Yeah, Sinella just worked quickly, and he could go quite a ways in this one.
87 miles per hour, tucking into that inside part of the zone. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hard chopper to third, charged by Holderback, and the inning is over. Another scoreless frame for Joe Sinella. He's been fantastic for Ocean State. 3 scoreless, 1-hit innings in the books. 3-0 Waves. We'll be right back with the 4th.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Already top of the 4th here at Cardines Field. Zach Austin, Zach Letson, and Shane Briggs here. It's been all Waves really so far, an entertaining one, but in terms of offense, it's been the Waves who have really taken advantage. Here's Dan Baruch to lead things off. He's followed by Creek Robertson and Jake Studley. And Baruch, not a whole lot of starts this week after his appearance in the Home Run Derby at Martha's Vineyard. He's mostly, come off the bench. He's played first, at bat here and there, but his verse really full workload in a while as cut on and miss for strike 1. Baruch, one of 3 Rhode Islanders in a row here in this order, as this time gets contact and once again gets by Alford. Baruch will get on base the 5th hit of the evening for the Waves to begin the 4th inning.
And just a good barrel. I mean, squared it up really well. That's kind of been the theme tonight, right? No cheap ones for the Ocean State Waves. 5 hits and 5 pretty well-struck baseballs.
Yeah, and a couple getting by Slade Alford, but not for lack of effort. A lot of just well-struck baseballs right around that glove.
So Greek Robertson's up next with Baruch now on first. He was hit by the pitch last time, and here goes Baruch to second. Does he get there in time? No. Dan Baruch caught stealing for out number 1.
Jake Burley, that's a cannon, baby. I mean, just you cannot deliver a much better throw than that. On an 85-mile-per-hour pitch, perfectly positioned was Burles, and right on the money.
And that might be the spark that the Gulls need. What a cannon by Burles.
Yeah, Shane, you get the feeling that, the Gulls are just looking for something to go their way, and after a leadoff hit to get the runner out, caught stealing, definitely a big boost, but again, they'll have to keep it up against Creek Robertson, who has already reached and stole a base here today. And again, we talk about it, the 7-game now hit streak for Robertson, looking to keep that alive against the Pell Bridge rivals and the Newport Gulls.
Yeah, and Zach, a game that I don't think has lacked emotion to this point. I think a game that's already very hot, and games like that are ones that with one big spark in either direction, I really think can go one way or another. So, and especially in summer ball, a 3-run lead is never really a ton of insurance. So I think we're just really looking for that one spark and that one thing to either keep the tide where it is or change it.
Robertson cracks on the 3-1, and that throw offline. Robertson's going to reach, and he'll get back on first. So that is rule of hit. Robertson's streak will continue as he reaches here 2nd time in a row the Waves have reached to begin this 4th.
I mean, just so fast, hustling down the line. Slate knew he had to kind of make that play quick and just kind of yanked the throw.
So here's Jake Studley. Again, back to the top of the order is the Waves. Studley 1 for 2. He had that double to begin this one. That one missing down low here for Simpson. 1-0 the count. And that will go down as an error. So Robertson's streak will not continue at the moment as he is on first. Studley, another one down to third base, but this time Alford there for it. The long throw to second. And gets there in plenty of time. So both of the first 2 hitters trying to get the second, and both of them unable to do so.
Again, another really well-hit baseball. I think a lot of third basemen are just going to first on that. Slade offered the awareness to get up quick and think, well, if I fire a cannon right here, I can still get the lead runner. That's really important. You get the lead runner, now it's a runner at first instead of a runner at second.
And that keeps the force at both first and second, which with 2 outs makes your lives a whole lot easier.
Pete Shufreda, another guy, he's reached twice, but yet to get a hit in this game. First error from the Gulls is what got him on from the pitcher. At the time, that was as that one cracked on and gets to right field. Shufreda strolls the first, and heading all the way to third is Jake Studley. And does he get there in time? Yes. Jake Studley sliding in the third, 90 feet away from yet another run. Runners in the corners for Ocean State.
And that one coming out hard and getting down quick out there in right field. Looking a little eerily similar to a couple Gulls broadcasters out in BP Wednesday.
I take it you guys got some hits in.
Oh, yeah.
Proud owners of a couple BP taters.
It's always fun when you can get together with the guys and they welcomed us in and let us take a couple swings. But I'll tell you what, Ocean State, everybody in this lineup, just squaring it up. It's reminiscent of what we saw last Friday with the Mystic Schooners.
So Chufreda finally getting that hit that he's been looking for in this game. 6 for Ocean State. Here's Drew Holderback, another guy who's reached twice. He did walk back in the third. He started off with a hit. And when you look at this game, the first 5 batters for Ocean State reached one way or another. 4 hits in that first inning as Holderback watches the strike go by him, 1-1. 2 gone here for Newport. As Drew Holderback third hitter in this Waves order, trying to drive in another run. The 1-1 pitch. And not in time on that. The swing coming too late on the fastball from Simpson, 1-2.
Huge pitch right here. Of course, it's a 3-0 hole, but if you can get out of this without giving up a run, you really keep your offense in a good position.
I think if you're the Gulls, that might be how you have to get back in it. The 1-2, hold it back once again. Gets his bat on it, but fouling away. Keep the count where it is, 1-2. And again, when you look back, about a week ago, the Waves, what they were struggling with was, trying to capitalize in multiple runners, on. And whether that be bases loaded, 2 runners on, and will be another test here against their biggest rivals. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone. The pitch from Simpson, right up the infield, off the pitcher, but the out made in time over to second. So the Waves held off the scoreboard on a close call once again, but they still keep their lead, 3-0 at Cardines Field in Newport. We'll be back, bottom of the 4th, coming up next.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year. Each of the 3 division winners, and then the 3 teams with the highest.
Bottom of the 4th in Newport. Waves over the Gulls 3-0 here, and Sanella Cuts, as he's known around Wakefield, is back, still on the bump here for his 4th inning of work. And again, when you talk about him, you talk about on the field, the play he's had. Again, one of the main, rotational pieces, but, throughout the season, whether it be in the bullpen, the press box, really, the main part of this baseball community, giving haircuts to just about everyone, fans, players, staff members. Always a fun sight. His second pitch in this inning to Colton Ledbetter, misses outside, 2-0. So it'll be Ledbetter, Alford, and Martinez.
So does he throw a cutter at least?
I'm sure, probably a little bit here and there. Why not? As, well, that one gets in there in the corner, 2-1. Ledbetter struck out 2 in a row in that sequence to end the first in a 1-2-3 inning. 2-2 after the foul. That one gets near the Waves dugout. Again, interesting setup at Cardines. The 2 dugouts and the 2 bullpens right next to each other.
We like to share here at Cardines.
Oh, crack at it, and that one will just miss. Maybe a couple inches to a foot off that first base line.
Yeah, good rope by Colton right there, just a little bit out ahead of it. I mean, we know what he can do with the pull power he has as a lefty, and a good barrel right there, just a touch out ahead of it.
See if he goes there again now with the 2-2 coming up. Sanella kicks, fires away, and did he go? He did. He appealed to the third base umpire, and he says, yes, he did. There's another strike for Sanella, make it number 5 to lead off this inning.
He's just been fantastic. I mean, getting Ledbetter to chase on that A pitch with movement down, way below the zone. Guys with this performance as a starter, it's been few and far between. This is a park where you see a lot more offense typically than you do pitching.
That one goes in there for a ball once again. And, when you talk about these matchups, we did have that one, really offensive game in the beginning of June. But other than that, it has been a lot closer against this Waves team. Maybe breaking the mold a little bit. Joe Snell is certainly playing his part today as he evens it out. Second pitch strike, 1-1. Ledbetter starting this game 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Bouncing in front of Meggers and then over his head. Off the plate, 2-1.
And that's been how Newport's gotten a couple wins off of Ocean State this season. It's been kind of unconventional, right? 2 unearned runs against Brookside and a 2-1 win. Then a 2-run home run from Ledbetter here and a 2-1 win. It hasn't come easy.
Alford gets a good crack at it. That one goes into right center and drops. So Alford getting a rare hit against this Waves team, but doing what he's done all summer long.
Yeah, rare maybe in this season's series, but far from rare overall for Slate. This guy's been scorching hot. Back-to-back multi-hit games. Not just back-to-back multi-hit games. Both of those games, those were all extra base hits. Guy that's been red hot. Hit number 52 this summer for Slate.
I mean, two games in a row with a home run. The first one with 2 and the second with a grand slam.
Not too bad.
Well, first strike to another All-Star, Noah Martinez, who struck out as well back in the second. Goes in the zone, 0-1. When you look at Alfred's numbers over the last week, hitting .435, 10 hits, 4 home runs, and 12 RBIs. I mean, it looks like there's no stopping him at times, as that one misses low.
Yeah, he's all right with a bat in his hands.
Was in the running to take home Week 6 NECBL Player of the Week. Barely missed out. I think he might be potentially in the running again here in Week 8.
Certainly he's made a case for himself, no doubt about it. And he'll get the long stare from Snell, and now the throw. Up into the netting for a foul, strike 2.
And Martinez with some power himself, actually the proud owner of the furthest hit home run in the league this year, 433 feet. The league just announced those records on the league Instagram today. Martinez sitting in sole possession of first, I believe.
And Martinez standing at 6'5", 235, one of the larger players in this league, and he gets the power on that one. Heads to Ramirez, the quick throw to second in time to first. The 4-6-3 double play ends the inning for Ocean State. They maintain their lead, 3-0 here at Cardines Field. Ocean State on top. We'll head to the 5th inning right after this on the NECBL Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Garrett Simpson returns for his 3rd inning of work for the Gulls, top of the 5th inning here at Cardines Field. Kyrie Miller, Chase Meggers, Blaine Litsky will be the first 3 hitters that the Waves put out. as they have that 3-run lead. 2 of them came in the first, another one came in the third, and that's where we are now.
And we're pleased to be joined by a longtime member of the Newport Gulls, not as a player, but really a heart and soul of this team for 5 years. It is our former on-field MC, our former director of marketing. To my right, John Perrick.
Zach Letson, it is so great to be here tonight. And you know, Zach, I was in a little bit of a, as we watch here, I had a little dilemma today. It was either I call Zach Letson and I go to Cardines Field, or I call Newport Glass. But I decided to come to Cardines Field, so here we are.
Johnny boy, happy to have you here. Happy Friday, my friend.
Oh, happy Friday.
Oh, if you came to Newport Gulls games in 2019, 2018, 2017, you assuredly heard better call Newport Glass.
And I'll be here on Monday night on the field as the MC for the postseason. Well, supposedly, possibly Monday night, but I will be here in the postseason. And you won't hear Newport Glass because they're not a sponsor, unfortunately, but you will hear my voice.
Well, we got a strikeout from Kyrie Miller to lead off the inning there from Garrett Simpson. Chase Meggers looking to reach for his 3rd time. 1 for 1, that double and a walk as well. First one goes in there for a strike. Simpson looking sharp to begin the 5th.
So, John, it sounds like first time in a while hanging out here as a fan.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Good crack at it by Meggers, but not able to get there in time. The 4-3 gets out number 2.
You know, it absolutely is, and I'm really amazed at the job Chuck Pava, Chris Patsos have done here at Cardines Field just to fill this place. Oh, my goodness, this is a great crowd. And I've come here a few times later in the game. First time I've been here early to see this big packed house. This is great. What an atmosphere.
It is. And, I mean, you must be so excited. I know you've come here a lot as a fan this year, and it must feel a little different for you. And now you're coming back out of retirement, baby, on Monday.
Unfortunately. You know, but if we're going to do it, we're going to do it with a touch of class, Zach.
Job finished?
Oh, the job's never finished. Not till the Fay Vincent Cup is back in the city by the sea, folks.
So a chance here for Simpson to get the 1-2-3 as Blaine Lidsky is up now, down 0-1. The second pitch, though, cracked at, and that one will go fair. Right inside that first baseline. Lidsky, a base hit here to keep the inning alive.
And that's tough to do, to keep it fair but bounce it off the shed. An interesting angle, an interesting role that has to take.
No, that's classic Cardines Field right there. You know, you never know what bounce, what carom you're going to get in this ballpark.
I'll take another look, and yeah, that stayed just fair and hit that corner almost of the shed to stay in the outfield and right field.
You know something, they do not make ballparks like the old Bernardo Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island anymore.
Well, being one of the, if not the first, I don't think they.
Oh, that was nearly another one.
Well, it's a debate. It's a debate, and that's a good question. Is this, the Newport Gulls will brand it, but is it really the first or the oldest ballpark in America?
Hard to argue against.
I would say so.
Hard to argue against.
I like to believe it is, that's for sure.
Zach, a question for you, my friend. We never get to hear the away team's walk-up songs.
Ooh.
But who on the Waves do you think has the best walk-up song, and what is it?
Well said.
You know, I would love to answer that question, but I usually can't hear them. So there's that. You know, the headsets. I have a pretty good one. It cancels the noise. But
what would your walk-up song be?
I don't know. I'm feeling kind of a jumpy one. Maybe Jump Around.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. A jumpy one.
John, what would yours be?
Goodness sakes.
Oh
boy.
I feel like you might almost follow in the Michael Bublé footsteps of Jack Scanlon.
Ramirez keeps that one fair. Takes a little bit of a bounce, but again, the 4-3. Sure enough, in the infield for the Gulls. That puts an end to the top half of the 5th. We'll be back with the bottom here. The Waves held off the scoreboard. The Gulls down 3. We'll be right back on the NECBL Network.
John, I know it was short-lived, but pleasure to have you up here in the booth in the 5th.
Wow, look at this. I'm being kicked out of the booth.
No,
okay.
I'm not. I didn't know. Are we getting a half inning of John Burke, or are we getting a full inning of John Burke?
Why not a full inning? Let's do it.
Let's do a full.
When in Rome.
Zach said it. We'll be right back.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com.
Back here, bottom of the 5th inning. A 4-person broadcast at the moment here at Cardines Field. A first for me, as it's been a good one so far. 3-0 score and a fun experience. Cardines Field on a Friday. Pell Bridge rivalry doesn't get much better than this.
So, John, going into the intermission, I asked you what your walk-up song would be, and I don't think we got a firm answer on that.
Well, I've got an answer now. The theme from New York, New York, little Frank Sinatra, get the crowd going, pump everybody up, and then I'm gonna hit, and then I'm gonna strike out in 3 pitches. But everyone can think I'm gonna go deep, but I'm not.
Looked like Sanella may have had a chance to snag it, but instead splits everybody on the base hit from Josh Kuroda. Grauer, JKG, getting all in between the defense.
So as a retired member of the Newport Gulls intern staff, tell me a little bit about this team. I heard that they don't suck. That's what I heard.
They definitely don't, John. It's the most wins since 2013 when Frank Holbrook was an assistant under Mike Coombs. And going for 30 wins.
Oh, that's a deep crack at it by Makarevich, but goes foul.
30 wins, is that good?
That's pretty good.
Are you sure?
You only play 44 games. I don't think that's too shabby. Huh?
That's not bad. I guess it gets the job done at the end of the day. You do that, you go to Wanamatanami, you play your golf, and you call it a life.
By the way, 2 for 2 is JKG, 2 hits on the day.
No, that's not bad either. That's
He's
more than I had in high school, please.
Quietly one of the best hitters on this team is JKG.
Yeah, and I mean, if you followed Rutgers late in the season, I mean, he was a solid part of their team despite it being just his freshman season. That one goes foul as well.
And how are the Waves going, Zach? How's their team?
So the Waves, they have a 500 record. They've been battling back and forth, but they've really competed against some of the best teams. They had a good one up in Vermont, game 2 of a doubleheader. They've played close against this Newport team. Played close against Bristol in the 2 games against them. They've really held their own in some tough matchups. And they're really vying for that last spot. They've, been in the fight for at least a week now. And, big game tonight, of course, against Newport. Back at home tomorrow, last game of the season against the Mystic Schooners. So it's all on the line here. And, it could be the last 48 hours that these players all play together. And I'm sure that's in the back of their minds now as Holderback makes the throw to second, the throw to first. In time. A double play, 5, 4, 3 for 2 outs.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if I've seen this many double plays early in a ball game, Zach. We've now got 3 here in the first 3 innings, and 3 critical ones. We saw the one where Holderback made the great play to step on the bag, throw to first. I mean, defensively, you had the error from Robertson in the second. Other than that, it's been fantastic and wiping away every Newport chance.
Raising the bat now is Luke Beckstein, avoiding that one for ball 1.
How many times have we seen an opposing pitching staff do this to the Gulls this year, Zach?
It's been seldom, and that's what I was telling Zach. This is an offensive-friendly ballpark, and not just that, but a Gulls team that's led the league in about every offensive category here in the month of July.
Another strike from Sanella, 2-1 to Beckstein, who got out on a play where Robertson just kept his glove above the ground and made a spectacular catch over at shortstop. That one missing, though, 3-1.
A little bit of a cloudy day today, but we're being treated with a bit of a sunset.
Yes.
Not one I expected tonight, but I think something you always end up getting treated to one way or another.
Yeah, nice view over down to our right as Beckstein gets high contact on that one. Playable for Dan Baruch at first. He gets under it, makes the catch. The inning is over. Newport still scoreless after 5. 6 coming up next. Ocean State, can they add to their lead? Well, they have 3 already in this one. Back from Cardines Field after this on the NECBL Network.
And John Perrick, a touch of class as always.
A touch of class, and you can't teach that. We were in the building tonight. Now we have to leave the building, similar to what Jared Carabas had to do. So it's been a pleasure being here at the City by the Sea with you, Zach.
But if you know Newport Gulls baseball, you know John Perrick. Monday, Newport will be playing in a wild card game in all likelihood, so come out to the park. You'll see John on the fields. You'll see our whole broadcast operation. It could be against these very same Ocean State Waves. Who knows, but the season might be over in terms of regular season, but really just beginning.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, we will be right back with the 6th here on the NECBL Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL, also known as the Z-Hat.
Well, the streak of pitchers who have not seen the waves for Newport has ended. Tyler Cortland now on the mound for his 11th appearance of the summer, 2.11 ERA, 3-1 coming into this game. 17 strikeouts and just 3 walks on the summer. And once again, Dan Baruch will lead off the inning, followed by Creek Robertson and Jake Studley. Baruch led off back in the 4th with a base hit, which didn't feel like all that long ago. This game has really moved along. Of course, don't want to jinx it, as that one got away from the catcher Burley, 2-0.
Another solid outing from Garrett Simpson. No earned runs allowed. 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. And we knew he was going to have to go lengthy in relief. He gave Newport 3 innings.
And you called it, Zach. He went the length there, 3, as you said, as Baruch, more solid contact, but JKG sure-handed at short, makes the catch and the throw to first on time, out number 1. Tyler Cortland faced the Waves back on June 11th. That was the first time these 2 teams met this summer. That game pitched just 2/3 of an innings, but against 2 batters, struck out both of them. So here's Creek Robertson, who has reached twice, but is yet to extend his hitting streak in this one, coming in with 7. He reached on a hit by pitch in the 2nd and on an error back in the 4th. Takes a big crack at it right off the bat and heads towards the Newport Visitors Center or for the first strike of the count. Beautiful night at Cardines. We were just talking about it, but between the sunset, not too hot, just perfect summer weather on a beautiful Friday night.
Almost a cotton candy-like sky. And one heck of an away broadcaster in the booth with us, too. Zach, happy to have you, my friend.
Thanks, Shay. Appreciate it. Couple Rhody Rams up here today.
Oh, yeah.
Love to see it.
Something like that.
So right now, Robertson faces the 1-1. Baruch got out to begin the inning. But, Robertson's hitting streak, when you think back to the beginning of the season as this pitch just goes around on it for strike 2, you think back, it took him nearly a week to get his first hit. And, he talked after that game. That was against the Navigators way back at the beginning of June. He talked a lot about patience and it really paying off. 7 straight games with a hit. A lot of extra base hits in there. He had a triple last Wednesday as he strikes out this time around. First time he does not reach in this game. Tough break for him, but again, he has been great lately. That's out number 2.
Now, how about 83 with a little bit of mustard on it? Tyler Cortland. Watch that thing tail away. That's filth right there, baby. And I'll tell you what, Creek Robertson, kind of a halfway swing, fooled by it. Tried to change his mind, but it was too late.
Well, Jake Studley has reached 2 of the 3 times he's been up today. Last time a fielder's choice back in the 4th. And he starts down. Good strike from Cortland, 0-1 the count. His second pitch. Another one came in hot on the fastball, 0-2. 89 miles an hour. Studley joined the Hook C program next spring. Does he hold back this time? And they're going to say he just did. If that pitch went a little outside, 1-2. The kick and the pitch from Cortland. Studley gets his bat on it, bounces to JKG, shuffles, makes the catch, and the throw to first. No question about it. Out number 3 will end the inning. The Waves, the minimum retired here in the 6th. Still a 3-0 lead over the Gulls. So we'll be back bottom half of the 6th coming up next here in Newport.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts.
Having fun up here in the nest, if you will, at Cardines Field as we are about to reach the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's still Joe Sinella out there for Ocean State. He's been brilliant to this point. Through 5, he's come in 5 strikeouts, just 1 walk, 3 hits, and no runs yet allowed. And really ever since Garrett Simpson entered the game for Newport, the pitching for both sides has been rock solid. He begins with a strike against Jake Burley, who leads this inning off as the 9-hitter. Second, a swing, a little bit of contact, but goes for strike 2. And we haven't seen a run in this game since the 3rd inning. It's been all pitching and all defense since then.
2 games in this season series have been 2-1 finals. Another game was a 4-0 final. Pitching, pitching, pitching.
Yeah, we've talked about excluding that 12-10 game. It's been the story of the series this summer. First ball here for Snell on the count 1-2. You know, Burley had that huge play last time these teams met over at Old Mountain Field.
Yeah, that's what really gave Newport the momentum to win that game. You see Burles vibing to some good music here at Cardines, but that grand slam that Burley had really was the tone setter in that 4th inning.
A crack at it hits Sinella in the back, and it's going to take a bounce. Burley will reach first on the hit, so good leadoff there on a dangerous play for Sinella, but leadoff hit and right away H-Bod's going out there. We'll see if Sinella will continue.
It's 96 right back at the pitcher. That can be real dangerous. And
I think he's just going out there to check on him.
That was a quick exchange. He said, H-Bod goes, hey, you good? He says, I'm good. And that's about all that was needed.
Yeah, probably just checking on his starting pitcher again. You know, don't want to risk him going if something's bothering him. But I don't even think the whole infield met there. I think I saw Drew Holderback make his way up, and that may have been it.
If I'm Ocean State, I mean, I'm riding with Sinella as long as possible, given how good he's been. On the flip side for Newport, this has to be the breakthrough time to try to get to that bullpen.
First pitch upstairs from Sinella, 1-0. When you think back their last few games, a couple nights ago, Piero went 6. Then Knox up in Winnipesaukee went 6. So, you know, a couple of these pitchers have really gone the distance for this Waves team. Sinella coming in today has gone 6 3 different times. Might do so again here tonight. You know, when you look at this Waves team, their identity really has been pitching all year long. Solid core in the rotation, some good closers as well. The 1-0 fouls. Or rather, the 2-0 fouls away, now make it 2-1. And you could see that in the All-Star game. You know, Southern Division 3 of the pitchers coming from Ocean State. Tyler Mudd, the starter in the Southern Division. Brookside, the closer.
And Trent Farquhar up to bat right now, a guy who really loves playing here at Cardines.
Well, he'll show blunt. Go on.
his numbers here, as I believe Zach is pulling up, his splits between home and away are just incredible.
Yeah, 397 hitter, 25 hits here at home, and that's just his 20th game.
I think he thought about it again, but instead he'll walk.
And the patience, the eyes on that man right there are impeccable. That is walk number, please hold, folks.
It's 30, or no.
29.
Almost.
29.
And so that moves him into a tie with Ledbetter. Newport has 2 of the 3 best walk getters in the entire league.
And I feel like we harp on this every time we bring it up, but they don't ask how, they ask how many, right? Getting on base any way possible, and that patience and that vision adding a dimension to the offense.
Well, Sinella bounces back with a strike to begin against Colton Freeman, who has really been a go-getter here, one of the many here for Newport Gulls. 0 for 2 here today, though, the start, and he's already gone down by the K once back in the first. He'll show bunt, and he was ready to take off, but that one got by him. Looks like it may have got the bat a little bit.
That is something that you rarely, if ever, see Colton Freeman do. Strictly there to try to catch the defense napping. I mean, Holderback pretty far back at third. If that's a well-executed bunt, well, the payoff's pretty good, right? Then you got bases loaded, nobody out. Ledbetter's on deck. This needs to be the time for Newport.
Well, Holderback not quite as far back this time. The 0-2, and this time a full swing on it. This one goes into deep right center field, and it'll drop between the outfield. The runner's advancing. One right after another. Burley heading home, and will he get there? The ball's loose, and they're going to say he's safe. First run scored for Newport on a big play into the outfield.
And, folks, Colton Freeman, arguably the most electric player on this team, and it makes sense that he'd be the one to bring that spark right there.
I mean, that's what he does. We saw it against Martha's Vineyard. Similar situation. Goals trailing in the 6th inning, down by 3. It's got to start somewhere. Still a lot of baseball left, and hitting it can be contagious. You got a man with stats in the NECBL rivaled by nobody now coming up to the plate.
All of a sudden, Newport showing life on offense, and they're not done. No outs yet. And here's Colton Ledbetter. Did he go? No, he did not. Ledbetter, though, having a tough time today. 0 for 2. He's been struck out twice by Joe Sinella.
You got to think, though, this is the time, right? Third time through the order. Gulls have seen Sinella. He's been great. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He's been spectacular. Right now, still in line for the win. A lot of baseball to be played, right? And Newport, you knew one inning it was going to have to boil over. The offense was going to have to find a spark. This is not an easy offense to hold scoreless through 5 innings. Credit Sinella where it's due. But this Newport offense more than due themselves here tonight.
Feels like at one point or another they're going to explode offensively. I mean, it's tough to hold a team like this down for too long. Waves able to do it for about 5, but of course the first run coming in, that was the first run scored since the third, as we mentioned. And up in the count is Colton Ledbetter, 2-0. Here with 2 runners in scoring position. No outs yet for Joe Sinella. Can he bounce back? Third pitch to Ledbetter, though coming too late on the swing. Good one from Sinella, gets strike 1. There's a view of Cardines Field. The seats full today. That is Farquhar on third and Freeman on second, as this one lining down the first base and going for the tag, and then now going to the bag is Dan Baruch, but another one comes in the score. Trent Farquhar cuts the lead down to just 1. It's 3-2.
And that's hustle. Thinking 4 all the way. That is a decision you have to make right away. Less than 2 outs, you're at third base. And with the speed of Farquhar, really no chance for Baruch to come home with it.
And you mentioned the speed of Farquhar. On that Freeman double, he almost caught Burley in between second and third. He was maybe 6 feet behind him.
So now Slade Alford is up, and he did get a hit last time he was up in the 4th, and really over the last week it's been his show. On a Newport team full of great hitters, he's been doing it, and that gets by Robertson. Another run will come in to score. Colton Freeman ties this game up at 3 apiece. The RBI shot from Slade Alford.
That is Newport Gulls baseball right there. You take a punch, how do you respond? It hasn't been the night they wanted offensively, but my goodness, here in the 6th, alive and well, and it's the usual suspects, right? Ledbetter, Alford,
Freeman.
Now a 40 RBI summer for Slade Alford. I mean, the beat goes on, and I mean, still, Ocean State and Sinella far from out of the woods.
He might get that Player of the Week nod he's been looking for after that one. Noah Martinez trying to change his day. 0 for 2. On heads into the street. Foul ball. So after what seemed like an insurmountable 3-run lead for the Waves, just like that, it's a whole new ballgame.
Par for the course in the season series.
Certainly right about that one, Zach, as Martinez holds back. It hits the dirt. 1-1. And, this tends to be what happens. The Waves solid pitching, but when you go for 6, it's being tough to hold up, especially, again, against a team that's, bound to wake up at any moment, and this has been their inning. 1-1. That one skies in places, splitting the outfield. Runners are going. Heading to third is Alford, and he's going to go all the way. And throw will not get there in time. The Gulls take the lead, an RBI double from Noah Martinez. The script has flipped here at Cardines Field.
The script has most certainly flipped. Noah Martinez, just a great job, opposite field hitting, and Panda, as they call him, just smoking it. Absolutely smoking it right into that gap perfectly. And my goodness, what a rally here in the 6th.
And now a meeting with pitching coach Will Dawson, trying to calm down Sinella, who had been brilliant, and just like that. Now 7 hits apiece for both these teams. And just a tough 6th inning here for the Waves.
And now, I mean, still a man on second, scoring position. Up comes the man in second in hit totals on the season for the Gulls with 55. Josh Krodegrauer, like I said, I think one of the quietest yet best hitters on this Gulls lineup and in the league. And only one out.
And really looking at this game, Shane, he's not the guy you want to face. I mean, he's been automatic every time he's been up.
No, he has, like I said, so quietly, I can't say quietly enough, but so humble, so under the radar, so just wants to show up and play baseball, but so hot of late is JKG.
Well, a hot swing, but coming a little too fast around on that one, 0-1.
Yeah, Week 7 NECBL Player of the Week. And like you said, the fact that you can just put a guy like that in the 6th spot in your order is just absurd.
Well, we've got a good one, a battle between a pitching first team and a hitting first team, as that one is going to sky up in the air, shallow outfield, and miscommunication. Ramirez and Kyrie Miller not on the same page as that. They allow that to drop for yet another hit. 3 for 3. JKG reaches once again.
Well, Zach, they come in waves through these goals. And, I mean, out and about tonight. And, again, I think we've said it about every guy that has come up this inning, but not the guy you want to face in this position is Alec Makarevich.
Certainly not. And he had a big play himself. One of the 3 home runs at Old Mountain Field last time these two teams met. 1-0 for Sinella. And if you're Sinella, you're just trying to find any way you can to get an out. Still just one here the Waves have going for them. Sinella, a long pause. Now the pitch, and that will bounce over his head and split the infield again. The Waves caught sleeping, and Martinez will come around to score. It's a 5-3 ball game. Newport continuing their dominance here in the 6th inning.
When it rains, it pours. I mean, hitting is contagious, and this Gulls lineup is just spectacular. 1 through 9, there's no breaks. AMAC, I mean, you got him in your 7th spot, and just a great piece of hitting right back up the middle. What an avalanche here.
I think that will be it for Joe Sinella, and we have a new pitcher heading on up. That is Jake McCosker. And unfortunately for the Waves, Sinella not able to go the full 6. He had a brilliant first 5 innings. And then the 6th, Newport absolutely striking back. We'll have another lefty in. And we'll let him warm up. Jake McCosker on the mound next for Ocean State. They now find themselves trailing 5-3. We'll be back with the rest of the inning here on the NECBL Network after this.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
The law firm of Halloran Sage is proud to partner with the Newport Gulls for a season-long and, dare I say, epic battle for the Halloran Sage Cup. The Newport Gulls, the Mystic Schooners, the Bristol Blues, the the Danbury Westerners, and the Valley Blue.
Here's Jake McCosker for Ocean State. He takes over for Joe Sinella midway through the 6th inning. McCosker, one of 2 Holy Cross pitchers on this Waves team. Of course, the other being the all-star starting pitcher in Tyler Mudd. He comes in 12 appearances. This will be his 13th, 1-0 on the season. 3.30 ERA, 16 in the 3rd innings pitched. And he'll face Luke Beckstein to begin things, and he'll start off with a strike.
And, Zach, you got to feel for Sinella, because to come out and, I mean, he shoved. I mean, frankly put, he came out and absolutely balled out those first 5 innings. And so for it to end in the fashion that he did, I think doesn't do the outing he had justice. That was a very well put together outing by that young man out there.
Right there with you, Shane. A tough end to what was a really good day through 5 innings for Sinella. Did he go? No. 1-1 the count. So this is the second time that McCosker will see Newport, the last being the last time these 2 teams met at Old Mountain Field, that 13-5 game. 1 inning in that one, he faced 9 batters, but he did allow a grand slam, hoping to change the script here in a second outing against this team as the runners will go. JKG heads the 3rd, no problem. And now heading back the 1st, will Makarevich get there? And looks like he will, but JKG over at 3rd.
Well, Grauer got just an incredible jump. He was halfway between 2nd and 3rd by the time that ball was thrown. And Amac kind of a little bit of a bluff just to ensure that Grauer got 3rd. But how many times do you see a guy on a throw down to 2nd run back to 1st and make it in safe?
Not a lot in my experience.
Seen a lot of crazy base running today, going back to that wild play back in the 1st inning. And, you know, when you think back to that in a game like this where you had been leading 3-0, but now you're down 2, that play could be, you know, one you look back at as, you know, perhaps a missed opportunity despite really winning that part of the game. Showing bunt is Beckstein and gets around him. Missing the zone. 3-1 the count.
That bunt would definitely be a gutsy play here, be going for the squeeze. Grauer's fast at 3rd, certainly possible. But interesting to see if that decision is repeated here.
We'll see what he does up in this count. The 3-1 pitch from McCosker upstairs. Ball 4, and the bases are juiced here for McCosker.
And if you're McCosker, Zach, you just mentioned, gave up a grand slam in his last outing against the Gulls, and here's the man that hit it. So the already a hot inning, and now comes the man who's proven he can do it before.
The order has come full circle. Burley led off the 6th, and he'll come up for a 2nd at-bat of the inning. Again, just 1 out through 9 batters here. Newport really making this their game in 1 inning of work. Not quite yet. A sky shot from Burley. This one has a chance.
Get out of here.
And it's gone.
Oh, my goodness.
He did it again.
He's done it again.
Jake Burley, 2nd grand slam against this team in 2 games. And this game is broken wide open.
Oh, my goodness.
It's 9-3.
Burley.
Big hit Burles, baby. I mean, you just got to love it. 3-run jack on Wednesday. This guy's on fire. And look at that reaction. Well deserved. I mean, really coming into his own. And dangerous at the bottom of that order. That thing was crushed.
That was an absolute tater.
9-run inning.
And again, looking at the situation, same pitcher, same, you know, bases juice, same team, and he did it again. What a tough play. That deflating is an understatement here for the Waves, as that one will miss upstairs from McCosker. 1-1.
I mean, these innings have been why Newport has been just an incredible offensive team in July. It's been the crooked innings with just these insane amount of runs in a single frame. And I mean, no runs through the first 5 innings. It's 9-3 now.
Well, we talked about it earlier. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And this inning really showing why. McCosker able to even out the count, though. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we talked about, you got to feel for Sinella, but you got to feel for McCosker. I mean, some of those runs certainly won't be charged to him, but just an unfortunate break, really, for both of them. Count now goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, just 1 out. McCosker does have a chance to pick up the second here against Farquhar. From the belt, here's McCosker, the kick and the pitch. And he clipped the zone, called strike 3, and finally, the Waves able to pick up another out.
Wow.
But if you're Ocean State, I mean, you really don't have much to celebrate about. I mean, grand slam, just, again, so devastating.
Yeah, a grand slam deflating in its own right, and then to come up after you've already given up 5 is just an absolute killer.
You're nearly halfway through the second go-round in this order. Colton Freeman up next, and he had a double. And really, I think everyone except Colton Ledbetter has reached in this inning at one point or another.
Unbelievable.
Well, the other Colton, and Colton Freeman up now, and he's up 2-0 in the count. Third pitch from McCosker finds the zone this time, 2-1. And, looking back to last night against the Navigators, obviously not to this extent, but kind of the same pattern. You had 1 run earlier in the game, the score held, and then a 4-run burst and later on in the 5th inning is what put the Navigators on top for good. Count even, though. Deuce is wild, 2-2. 2 outs now. Can number 10 get the third? Here's the pitch. That one's soaring towards right field. Will it go? And it does.
Oh, it'll go, Zach.
Colton Freeman's solo home run. The scoring continues, a 10-run burst in the 6th. It's a 10-3 ball game here at Cardines.
Wow.
What can you say about this offense? I mean, just unreal stuff. When it rains, it pours. Burles and Freeman. How about it?
Yeah, how about it is right. Unbelievable.
Where has this offense been? The 10 doesn't even fit on the scoreboard. It's showing 0 in the 6th. This is unbelievable.
There you go. It looks like another 0 until, well, you remember how the inning's gone.
A 10-run 6th inning, and that's all the runs Newport has gotten. They lead 7, and it's all been here, right here in the 6th inning. And they're not done yet, but if there's any time for McCosker to get that third out, it's here. Colton Ledbetter 0 for 4, including a ground out in this inning. Now we'll foul into the netting towards the third base line. 2-1.
Whew. Wow, sorry. I just am at a loss for words.
I mean, what can you say? It's just so tough to put to words what has happened in the 6th inning. 2-1 from McCosker. Finds the zone, and once again, Deuce is wild here for Ocean State. And I'm sure Ledbetter wants to get out on the fun. Again, he's the only one who hasn't. Everyone else here has reached in this inning alone. Can McCosker put an end to this nightmare of an inning? The 2-2. And this one will place in the shallow outfield, bounce off the dirt, and hold the inning not done yet. Colton Ledbetter reaching for the first time here in the 6th. And just like that, every single one of the 9 batters in the order have reached in just this inning.
Incredible. Incredible stuff. Colton Ledbetter, 57 hits this summer. That is just absurd. The all-time record for the Newport Gulls in a season is 60. And, I mean, like you said, he hadn't gotten in on the action yet, but now he has. I mean, this is just crazy stuff to see what this lineup does 1 through 9.
Offered a skying foul ball over the top of the overhead here. Jake McCosker staying in strong. Again, we'll have to wait and see if he comes in for another inning, but, in the quick throw, trying to catch Ledbetter off guard, but not in time. You got to think, the way this inning has gone, you feel like it doesn't matter who you throw out there. It just seems like this team's having their way right now. The one pitch, another skying shot, but way foul into the street again.
I mean, that's just absurd power by Slade Alford. He has incredible pull power as a righty, and just out a little ahead.
Well, good power, but not a good count here for him. No balls, 2 strikes. McCosker, can he do it here? No. Almost outside as Meggers has to adjust to get it to his right. 1-2. The Waves have a lot of work to do if they want to regain this lead. This pitch fouled back. This one into the fence. You think the last night, tough loss at North Shore. Big rivalry game. And, for 5 innings, you had been, winning the game. And then just like that, in a blink of an eye, it seems. All going in that. Certainly a safety hazard over there by the dugouts. Alford is just pinging it off every surface of this park.
And if he can get it fair, you know where it can end up. I mean, this guy's got 9 homers. We mentioned the 3 in the last 2 games, a grand slam last night. If he gets one on time, it's going to be dangerous.
Zach, what is the grand slam total for the Gulls this season now? Good morning. Hello.
Well, it's back-to-back games with 1. I believe that now you're talking about 4.
Believe so. Burrows with 2, Freeman with 1, Slate with 1.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
Time called by Alford. The Gulls have gone through their order almost a second time through. They're halfway through their second go-around. But Alford gets around on the swing, and finally the inning is over. 10 runs by Newport. And what once was a dominant 5-run stretch for the Waves is gone. They trail 7. The 7th inning is next. Zach Letson will take you the rest of the way on play-by-play. And we'll be back on the NECBL Network after this.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to...
Head to the top of the 7th after the 10-run avalanche by Newport in the bottom of the 6th. And, well, Shane, we got a new guest up here in the booth, don't we?
You know, Zach, it's not apple season yet, but fresh cider up in the booth for us tonight, an absolute treat. Gulls pitcher Kevin Sider.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Kev, happy to have you. An inning like that, what is the dugout like? Take me through that, what it's like.
It's absolutely electric. I was just telling the guys, it almost seems like everything just snowballs on us. It's like the snowball effect. Once we get one hit, we'll just pile off. It's
like hitting's almost contagious, right? That's what they say, and it's just one after the other. It's just crazy to watch. The 10-run inning against Danbury, 9 against Valley. It must be, as that's flown back out of play.
That's a pinch hitter, by the way, for Ocean State, Noah Martinez. It looks like he'll be in place of Pichu Freda in that second spot.
So, Kev, prior to the Avalanche, a pitcher's duel, what is it like a pitcher? What's the mindset like in a game like that where it's back and forth, minimal offense, kind of trying to keep things close prior to things like that happening?
As a pitcher, you're always just trying to gain momentum. You want it on your side, obviously, as a team, and you saw it in that inning. It was as soon as we started getting one hit, it just led to obviously 10 runs, and this momentum swing is huge.
By the way, that's Noah Rivera, not Noah Martinez. Apologies.
Tyler Cortland back out for Newport. Now it's a full count. But, I talked to Colton Ledbetter. He said this is the most talented team that he's ever played on. How much confidence do you have as a pitcher when you know you're playing on an offense that can drop 10 in an inning?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I was just joking with T-Court before.
Little bloop shot. Beckstein fields quickly. He got the outs. How about that? Heads up. Beckstein at second, one away.
I was just joking with T-Court right before he went back out there, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty nice, right? It's awesome when you have such an explosive offense. This is not something a lot of people probably realize, not huge baseball fans, but when you put up a 10 spot like we did in that inning, you have a lot of time to rest. And that means a lot, especially like in a game like this, where the starters are rolling and you have a lot of zeros just through, innings 2 through 5, it's zeros on both sides. So when the offense puts up a couple runs, it's a great just time to rest and just gather yourself.
So it's almost a double bonus in not only giving you that insurance and that cushion, but also giving you that extra time to get some energy back in you.
Absolutely.
Wow. And then, that's Burrell's second one, same team, same pitcher.
Oh, I didn't know
that was off the same guy as it was in Old Mountain.
Just how it goes sometimes when the goals get hot. Tough bid.
Goals are very hot now, closing in on a division championship. Swing and a miss. Oh, he made Drew Holderback look foolish on the breaking pitch from Cortland. Now there's 2 away.
Yeah, and it seems like that just tough break in the last half inning is kind of haunting them still offensively. Even with that solid contact blooper from Rivera, still not able to get the first in time, and then just a tough strikeout for Holderback. We'll see if Kyrie Miller can change things, but again, the Waves have a lot of work ahead of them.
Now it's 2 away for Kyrie Miller. He watches a first pitch strike. Does your mindset change? Like, can you be more aggressive as a pitcher, maybe more like a closer when I got almost nothing to lose, now it's a 7-run game?
It's exactly that. It's you pitch with nothing to lose, and you just go attack. Absolutely. Just all gas, no brakes.
Quickly 0-2 to Miller. Here it comes. That is the end of the inning. Masterful from Tyler Cortland. Easy as 1, 2, 3. We'll have Kev stick with us for the home half of the 7th. That was a quick top of the 7th inning. 10-3, time to stretch here in Newport as we go to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back.
Girls in the 7th, if they don't want to hear me sing, take me out to the ball. NECBL playoffs.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Home half of the 7th. And this game's been turned on its head. 10-3, Newport on top. As we are here in the bottom of the 7th, and a new pitcher here for the Ocean State Waves making his debut, Zach. It's John Jones.
Yeah, John Jones just signed with the team earlier this week ahead of the deadline. That was on the 26th. This is his first time pitching. He only appeared in a few games with Rhode Island back in the spring, 5 to be exact, pitched just over 4 innings, and a couple other infield changes as well. Kyle Maves now at second base and making his first appearance as well this summer out of Salve Regina, just down the road here in Newport. Dustin Cicada now takes Creek Robertson's spot at shortstop.
So, Kev, one of my favorite things to ask people, so to this point we've had Burles in the booth, we've had Colton in the booth. Position players, guys that get a walk-up. What would yours be if you were to have one, and who's your favorite on the team?
So right now this season I have 87 Stingray, Tory Lanez.
Right, Tory Lanez.
Yeah, it's a great song. I want something that will boost the atmosphere of the entire stadium. I want the fans to be in it. I want my other players to be in it. So I just try to get something with a good beat and something you can kind of just dance to a little bit. Stay loose.
Kind of like what Spencer does?
Yes, exactly.
I love Spencer's walk-up.
Yep,
and then,
yep.
So who's your favorite on the team? Whose walk-up is your favorite?
Not named your own.
I love Amax.
Okay.
I love Amax. I mean, anytime I'm sitting down here in the dugout and that comes on, you know I'm trying to
get your head bopping a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're feeling loose. We're feeling good.
One more change in the infield as well. Justin Long, who is listed as a catcher, is playing at third base.
Well, H-Bod pulling out all the stops. A 10-run inning in the 6th. And Ocean State's still an important game on tap tomorrow to try to lock down a bit in the playoffs. Newport is closing in now on a 30th win and a division title.
Yeah, Zach. And what will help them is that Upper Valley did defeat the Sanford Mainers 2-1, but they do have to worry about Danbury. They're leading 7-4 over the Valley Blue Sox in the 6th.
So, Kev, you're the second Quinnipiac starter and one of kind of a main cog in that rotation that's come here for a second straight year. The other, Brandon Garcia, who is on the opponent tonight, the Ocean State Waves. What did he tell you about playing for the Gulls and this environment from what he had learned last year?
I mean, he had nothing but great things to say. I was hearing about it all year. He was almost more excited than I was to come here once he found out that I was going to be playing here. I was almost trying to downplay it, at least in the spring, because I knew what I was looking forward to, and just this town, this ball club, this environment, and then obviously once I got here, it came to fruition. Like it all worked out really, really well, and it's just an unbelievable experience.
Noah Martinez up for Newport, and that is a 4-pitch walk.
Come on down, big fella.
The beat goes on. Newport looking for some more insurance. I mean, 11 runs last night, 10 more tonight. After what looked initially like, we were talking about it, more of a pitcher-friendly ball game as we've seen in the season series, but that has flown out the window.
No question about it. I mean, I don't think the Waves are conceding with making these moves. Maybe they're just trying to get some fresh faces in to kind of restart, and maybe get some guys some playing time down the season too. Again, 2 guys out there making their debuts this summer.
Here's Josh Kuroda-Grauer, Week 7 NECBL Player of the Week. Look out. That gets away from Baroque. But Martinez going to stay put.
So, Kev, you mentioned a lot of hype coming to Newport, a lot of expectation, and a lot to look forward to. Has there anything that's been anything that surprised you coming here? Anything you weren't expecting? But
yeah, honestly, I think it's the camaraderie of the team. I'm a mid-major guy, being at Quinnipiac. And you kind of there's definitely some connotations or whatnot, some rumors about a lot of Power 5 guys and power programs, and there can be some selfishness between those guys. But I mean, everyone here, there's zero entitlement. There's everybody's just down just to have fun and play well, and that's definitely been the most surprising part.
yeah, and we've noticed that because I mean, this is such a special team, guys doing so many amazing things on a nightly basis, and we try almost every day to ask these guys, dude, how do you do that? And everyone just brushes it off, and it's like, oh, I mean, great team win, though. Like, everybody is so focused on the team and the wins, and it's so awesome to see that camaraderie and that togetherness all focused on. I mean, I asked JKG about it one day, and he was like, yeah, we just want to win. That's all we're focused on.
It's actually so much fun to play with these guys. Because everybody's just so nice and we're all dialed in.
There's ball number 4 to JKG.
Roll out the red carpet.
Back-to-back walks, and here's that jam of yours, Kevin.
Absolutely. How can you not get going to this? Come on.
Gets the people going.
Absolutely.
Zach, no one knows what it means.
That's provocative.
No, it's not.
It gets the people going. It does. Oh, Amac, one of many in this Newport lineup to have an RBI hit. He's 1 for 3 tonight. And swinging first pitch. That'll stay in the yard until it doesn't, off of the roof, next to our concessions first base side. You talk about how this group is cool, Kevin, and a lot of these guys, this is not their first stop in summer ball. You played with the New Britain Bees in the Futures League last year. How is this stand out from what you had in a very different league, different ballparks, different environment completely?
I just think it's just as simple as being on a different team in a different spot. Every team you're on, whether it be school or summer, there's you have the little things. You have those the inside jokes or whatnot, and it's the relationships that you build. And I was fortunate enough to build some incredible lifelong relationships in New Britain last summer, and I'm extremely gracious for that, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm doing the same here in Newport. So it's both experiences have been incredible.
So who would you say is your best friend on the team? Do you have that one guy that you think you just click with the most, that you're always playing off of each other?
Oh, it's tough to say. Come on, that's a tough question. I'd have to. I mean, honestly, I would say my battery partner and Jake Burley. Me and him have a really, really good chemistry on the field, and it translates off the field. It's honestly any of the guys in the staff, and to be honest with you, I spend most of these games in the dugout anyway, so I'm chopping it up with everyone, and it's honestly, I do feel like I have 30 new best friends.
Yeah, awesome. No, I didn't mean to make you put you on the spot, put you in any tough position there.
2-2 coming to Makarevich. Oh, that's clobbered into left. Going back is Miller, makes the catch right in front of the wall. Wow, that was tagged, and a long out, number 1. Wow.
Long out, number 1 indeed over there in the center field.
So another interesting thing about Cardines Field is the shared dugouts. You've been here, I mean, in explosive offense. You've been here, I'm sure, in the bullpen, for a lot of these explosive innings. What's it like? Because I know you guys want to celebrate down there, but sharing a dugout with the away team, what's that dynamic like?
Yeah, sometimes it could get a little awkward in this opening down here in between the dugouts because, you got two teams colliding, especially if I'm running out to go pitch the next inning and, I'm trying to weave through some traffic. But honestly, the bullpen has been super fun because in the middle of the game, we'll be talking to some of the other team and just, we have friends and other teams in this league, so it's a great opportunity to kind of catch up with them, or even guys who I haven't met before, but go to the same school. Some of my buddies or my teammates. You can talk with them, and it's honestly it's a really, really unique, but it's a cool experience.
Luke Beckstein up for Newport. 1-1 count.
Yeah, I feel like Cardines is in a lot of ways here. Shared bullpen, shared dugout, that so interesting configuration of walls out there.
Popped him up. It'll stay on the infield, ranging in Baruch to make the catch. And here comes Burles. 2 hits tonight, and that salami.
Yeah, what was that again? Something. He did something earlier.
Pretty important thing, right?
I would say so, yeah. Something like that.
Making a pretty good argument to be tonight's South Coast Health Player of the game is Jake Burley.
Yeah, I have no problem with that one.
A 3-run jack in Newport's last home game. Not too much of a doubt about that. Grand slam tonight. Not too much of a doubt about that. And how about 2 salamis, both against the Ocean State Waves? I might have been swinging for another right there. It's 0-1.
He's not going to get beat.
4th home run on the summer, that was for Burles. Still 2 on here with 2 out. Now 0-2.
Are there any fun nicknames out there that we don't know of? So far, we've got the Panda on second, JKG on first, Lord Farquhar in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, there's definitely a few, but we may keep that for the team. Yeah,
that sounds good to me.
Can't give away all of our secrets.
Figured that might be the answer we get out of Kevin Siner.
Well played, Kev.
0-2 coming to Burley. After a brief pause, now Jones will step off the rubber. Just trying to find that command of the zone again. 11 balls, 8 strikes, and 2 put on here with 2 walks to open the inning. Well, rides inside to Burles. It's 1-2 the count.
By the way, a new look outfield as well. Tough to see from our angle, but we finally figured it out. So Drew Holderback, who started at third base, is in left field. Justin Bosland is in center field. And in the right field is now Blaine Lidsky, who started in left. A full change, except for Meggers and Baruch over there on defense.
Burley able to hold up his swing. And, well, Shane, deuces run wild.
Deuces are wild, Zach.
Still a great crowd on hand. We're past the 9 o'clock hour. Final regular season game for Newport.
Zach, the crowd clapping along to Burles' walk-up song. Do you know what kind of song that is? We figured it out last week with the Scoon Squad.
What's that?
That's a shanty, my friend.
That's right. Oh, we had a whole conversation about that on the air.
Indeed, we did. That took us a while, but we got it figured out.
Just ringing throughout a packed Cardines field, a happy crowd with a 7-run Newport lead. Already a 2 for 4 night for Burley.
Hey, he's had an all right night, I would say.
Ball 4. That's 3 walks to load the bases. And the top of the order coming up here with 2 away.
And a man that just loves playing at home coming to the plate. What is the difference? I mean, Cardines faithful, but what is it about playing here at Cardines that, I mean, the numbers are just crazy for everybody?
It's just the best place to play, stadium-wise, in the NECBL. I mean, maybe I just because I'm a Waves player, or I'm a Gulls player, I'll say that. But I mean, it's incredible to play here. It's super loud. The fans are always into it. So everybody's just, has a little bit more. There's just more juice in everyone. Guys are throwing harder. Guys are hitting harder, farther. It's an incredible place to play, especially on a night like this.
Friday night lights action.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're going to call for time here. One thing synonymous with summer ball, I think regardless of Futures League, NECBL, road games, bus rides, Mafia, a game that's played a lot on the ride back. And the man that stands at the plate, Trent Farquhar, we talked to him before the game. He was the narrator of Mafia last night. I was sitting in the back of the bus. You were as well. What's your favorite part or role to play in the game of Mafia?
I love being the medic. I think if you have a very smart medic, we had unbelievable medic play last night from Jack Scanlon and Cole Stasio. They single-handedly took down the Moth. But yeah, that's my favorite. You get a good medic, the game's going to be a lot of fun.
Kev, the orange jerseys out for Friday night. Are these your favorite to wear?
Yeah, I just think it's actually, I will say I love the blacks. I love wearing black uniforms. I just think it looks really good, especially under the lights. But come on, Friday Night Orange. How can you not love it?
Absolutely.
Friday Night Orange ends. The Gulls, 10 runs in them here tonight. 10-3 the score. The 7th coming to a close. Kev, it's been a pleasure to have you up here in the booth. Fun to talk to you as always, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, guys. Go Gulls, baby.
All right. Gulls are hot. 6 outs away from a win. I'll be back with the 8th.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Heading to the top of the 8th. Still a good crowd on hand at Cardines Fields. Great as always when we can have a player join us in the booth. Tyler Cortland back out for another inning of relief. Begins by facing the all-star catcher Chase Meggers.
Yeah, I mean, we have been so lucky with every personality on this team, and every time that we are lucky enough to get one in the booth, it is just an absolute treat, and Kevin Snyder was no exception.
On the ground to first, Martinez says, I'll take it myself. One away.
And neat to get a pitcher in here. Not a ton of opportunities to get to talk and get some pitcher insight this season. And cool to pick his brain, both as one of the guys and one of the pitchers.
And just a outgoing personality, a guy that, well, he said he's very fond just of broadcasting in general. So
yeah, I was able
makes
to,
it even cooler.
I was able to catch up with him after one of the games last week, and he told me, he was like, yeah, I'd love to come up and do something like Colton Freeman did with you guys. And I said, well, Kev, I think we can make that happen.
Gulls are now closer from a 30th win and a division title. That would be what would be won here for Newport with a victory.
And a quick note, too, with Lidskiep, who did switch from left to right. With all the substitutions, one of them being Creek Robertson, it looks like his hitting streak will come to a close at 7.
Maves in the on-deck circle, which would take the place of Ramirez. Blaine Linsky up, and a big fan and a miss. Tyler Cortland, he has been simply spectacular. While all this chaos has been going on, you've seen the 10 runs on the board, the multiple home runs. Tyler Cortland, 2 1/3, 3 strikeouts, 0 hits.
Yeah, no, he has come in quietly, and I think the quietly may be more our fault than anyone else's, but come out here and quietly done a great job. To his credit, an amazing pitcher in his own right, and I also think coming in the kind of situation he was able to come into definitely makes life a whole lot easier.
Strike 3 called. Number 4 for T-Court.
Yeah, tack another one on, Zach.
I mean, this is, how encouraging is this? Cortland been a guy that has been really relied on near the top of that Newport bullpen, and it's all hands on deck. Playoffs begin on Monday, and we'll get a full outlook on how the scores across the league have looked. We'll We'll check in at the end of this half inning, going into the bottom of the 8th. A lot of really important scores for both of these teams. Kyle Maves is the pinch hitter, a teammate of Kevin Sider, Quinnipiac University for Maves, and a second-year Wave.
Yeah, that's right. Coming back, he had an all-star summer last summer. Came in last half inning, played second, now taking the spot of Ramirez at second in the batting order. And he had a pretty good night, about a week ago against Winnipesaukee. 3 hits in that game. Couple of multi-hitters in a row, but it's really been a quiet summer. He hasn't played as much. A lot of his appearances have been pinch running appearances. Again, he had the walk-off run in the home opener, but hoping to get something going here late. A veteran player on this team, someone that knows the community and the team and the area well.
Could not catch up to that pitch from Cortland. 88 on the fastball. Looking for back-to-back punch-outs to end the top of the 8th.
Also one of 2 Canadians, along with Jacob Cush on the team.
Oh, I love Canada.
Did he go? He did not. 2-2 the count. Deuces are wild.
Indeed they are. The deuces are wild, Zach.
7 for 48 is Maves. That's a 145 batting average. A couple of RBIs as well. 2-2. See ya. Tyler Cortland's back-to-back punch-outs to end the top of the 8th. Still 10-3 goals. Game 1, or one of, I should say, 6 games across the league tonight, Shane, and games with some massive implications.
Yeah, absolutely, Zach. Heading out first to Muzzy Field, the Bristol Blues mounted a comeback in the bottom of the 9th, going into the inning down 3. They ultimately topped the North Adams Steeplecats 6-5 in a game that had a lot of implication for your Newport Gulls. Out at the Maxfield Sports Complex, the Upper Valley Nighthawks topped the Sanford Mainers by a score of 2-1. Out at Alumni Field, the Vermont Mountaineers currently up 8-3 on the Keene Swamp Bats. The final score out at Dodd Memorial Stadium, Martha's Vineyard Sharks 14-3 over Scooney Tunes. The Danbury Westerners topping the Valley Blue Sox by a final, up 7-4 in the top of the 7th out at Mackenzie Stadium. And last but certainly not least, here at Cardines Field, the Newport Gulls up 10-3 if you are just joining us, going into the bottom of the 8th.
What the Bristol score means is that, unfortunately for Newport, the Gulls are out of the race for a top 2 seed in the NECBL playoffs. So it is 100% guaranteed. We now officially know we will have a game here for you Monday, 6:35. Come out to the park. It's going to be a great night of baseball against one of likely 3 teams, either these Ocean State Waves, the Danbury Westerners, or Newport faced in a wild card game last year. And there's also the Sanford Mainers hanging around, but they did lose tonight, a big loss, 2-1 to the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
Indeed they did. And, I don't think there's anywhere else I'd rather be than Cardines Field on a playoff game.
First home playoff game in 3 years. It's been a while, and, well, it'll be quite the treat. While the regular season comes to an end, one door closes, another one opens.
Absolutely.
That'll be Monday night.
And the Newport Gulls, if we continue at the pace that we're at, have absolutely slammed the door shut on this regular season the way they have come out tonight.
And new pitcher on the mound as well for the Waves is Matt Rowe, who's gotten a couple starts later in the season. 12 appearance now after coming in today. 0-2, 31 strikeouts, 21 walks. Be interesting to see if they want him to close. They do have a couple arms available still. He has gone, one inning a few times, but he's gone as many as 5. He's gone 2 and 3 as well. So we'll see what he does here to close out this game. That is, of course, if somehow they do get to a 9. So probably just a 1-inning situation.
Ben Rounds checking in off the bench. Hot shot liner. Pinch hitter for Newport. He came in to replace Freeman. 1 on, or rather now 1 down with the bases empty. And it's Colton Ledbetter. .44th game for Colton. Had a hit back in that monstrous 6th for the Gulls. RBI as well. And watches ball 1 from Rowe. 368 batter coming into tonight's action. 11 home runs for Ledbetter. Off speed's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. 1 for 4 day in total. 10 runs, 12 hits for the Gulls. All 10 of them coming in the 6th. Now a 2-ball, 1 strike count to the Mississippi State man, home run derby runner-up. And well, you're hard-pressed to find a better stat sheet than what Ledbetter put together in the All-Star game, which followed later in the day. 4 for 4 with 5 RBIs. Not given anything to hit right there. It's now 3-1.
Yeah, sounds like a Wendy's commercial out here, Zach.
You want a little 4 for 4 piece to call up Colton Ledbetter's All-Star game performance.
Absolutely.
See if he gets something to hit here. 3 balls and a strike. He did not.
Come on down.
Oh.
Oh, my apologies.
Hey, there it is, ball 4.
Oh.
And the most casual ball 4 I think you'll ever see from Colton Ledbetter, who, well, he's earned the right to do that, right? He's second in the entire league in walks. Now passing 30.
That man is at the top, I feel, of every stat leaderboard in this league. It is absolutely insane, the offensive numbers that man has produced.
Now 1 on with 1 out for Slade Alford. He swings first pitch. Good contact, but flying out of play. And not really much of a chance for Baruch. Slate, another fantastic day for him. It is a 3rd straight multi-hit game. You're talking about now over these last 3 games, 6 for 12, 11 RBIs.
That's insane.
I mean, just pick your sample that you want from Slade Alford. It's probably a good one.
Wow.
His Mississippi State teammate on first as the breaking ball misses inside. It's 1-1.
Couple of dogs.
Alford cranks it to right, tailing into the corner, and just foul. Chance for trouble, but Linsky didn't have a chance, and it was out of play.
Slate tried to call corner pocket right there, but just wide.
Well, only 5 players in the NECBL can say, well, 6 rather, I've had a 50-hit summer. Half of them play for the Newport Gulls. Colton Ledbetter, Josh Kuroda-Grauer, and Slade Alford.
Wow.
Slate now 53. 349 his batting average. 1-2. Now on its way from Rowe. Cut on and missed. Fooled him. Went to the breaking ball, out and away. And there's a strikeout.
Now there's 2 outs, so a possibility we won't see this, but there is a possibility we'll see a teammate battle coming up between Matt Rowe and JKG.
For the moment, though, up to the plate comes the man that they have nicknamed the Panda, as is written on his ankle guard there. A guy who absolutely loves hitting with men on base.
414 his batting average in those situations. You're talking about 2 home runs, 25 RBIs. 58 at bats. That is easily the best mark batting average-wise of anyone on the Gulls. But 277 as a team with guys on base. That's not too bad either. The Central Connecticut State first baseman watches that come in low and tight. Now 2-0.
Big man and a bigger personality too. I love talking to Noah. Every time we're around the park, he's just such a nice guy. Always chatting with you. Always joking around. Always smiling. Awesome personality.
Fits right in with kind of the personality of the team. 3-0 now the count. He walked on 4 pitches back in the 7th. A 1 for 3 day for Noah in total, included an RBI. Average now sitting at 288. In for a strike, finally for Rowe, first of the at-bat. And again, kind of a similar story to what the struggle was with Jones. Just trying to find the zone. 8 balls and 6 strikes.
Yeah, it really seems ever since that last inning, full inning for Sanella, it's been all downhill.
Well, there it is, ball 4. It's back-to-back walks for Martinez. And this inning is going to keep on going for Josh Kuroda-Grauer.
Well, the silver lining for that, if you're the Waves, is maybe a fun battle here between two teammates. Of course, Matt Rowe, or I should say JKG, not seeing a whole lot of Matt Rowe, only about 12 innings pitched last spring for Rutgers in his first season. But it'll be fun to see what happens between these two here. Always love to see the teammate battles.
And Zach, JKG, a guy you mentioned in that trio of 50 hitters, a guy who is, I'll say it again, quietly one of the best hitters on this team and in this league.
But at this point, how quiet is it? I mean, we've already talked about it about 5 times today.
Quiet, maybe quiet in the sense that he wasn't selected for the 2022 NECBL All-Star game, but, I mean, it's really pick your poison with this Newport team. And talent all the way throughout. I mean, you have to have a pretty good surplus of talent to drop 10 in an inning. That's what Newport did in the 6th.
And that's the difference in this game, because outside of that inning, it's, I mean, really ever since the 3rd, it's, that one inning. But that's the one inning Newport's done damage, and it's enough to really, looks like they'll win the game. But wow.
2 for Ocean State in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. The Waves have not scored since. Pitching been lights out for Newport in the back half, as has the hitting. 2-0, cracked on the grounds. Right to the shortstop, Robertson, and they get the out at second. That ends the inning. We head to the 9th. The final inning here in the regular season. Gulls closing in on win 30 and a division title. We'll be right back on the NECBL Network.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/
Top of the 9th here at Cardines Fields. 10-3, Newport on top. Possibly the last half inning of the regular season. Smoked off the bat and foul by Dan Baruch. Tyler Cortland will try to finish this off. A real masterful performance out of the bullpen. He's worked 3 innings, has not allowed a hit or a walk. 5 strikeouts to boot. Big cut and a miss from Baruch.
Yeah, and, if you're this Waves team, Danbury, look like they'll win if they haven't yet. They'll fall behind them as they have won both games. You have 1 game left tomorrow. So
that'll be a huge game. Ocean State and Danbury playing separately, but the Westerners now control their own destiny with a win tonight and having the tiebreaker over the Ocean State Waves.
And those Westerners are currently up 7-4 in the top of the 8th over the Valley Blue Sox.
So assuming they hold on, if Valley comes back and wins, then Ocean State has a win and you're in. But if Danbury holds on, they have a win and you're in. Ocean State, they'll have to win tomorrow and hope for a Westerner's loss. 2-2. That is upstairs.
Yeah, and looking to tomorrow, again, the Waves have Mystic at home, and Danbury's taking on Bristol. Now, Bristol's a good team. They look like they'll clinch that second spot, or at least the top 2.
That is strike 3. Tyler Cortland. How about you come into the ball game and get 10 out in a row?
Wow. I mean, spelled with a C, but might have to change Cortland to a K. Unbelievable.
Well, the Dartmouth guys having fun tonight, aren't they? Colton Freeman with a homer. Tyler Cortland faces 10, retires 10. Now just needs 2 more to finish it off.
Yeah. Unbelievable. What a showing.
First at bat here for Dustin Cicada, who did sub in at shortstop. This is his first plate appearance for the Waves this summer.
Cicada checking in at the bottom of the order for Creek Robertson. Plays his college ball right up the road here in Newport.
That's right, coming from Salve Regina.
The collegiate home, or I guess technically now the alma mater of former Newport Gull and brand new Pittsburgh Pirate, Dom Parachi.
11th round selection. Big congrats to Dom. There's a strike. I mean, that's
one of 4 Newport pitchers now turned pro. You had Parachi go in the 11th round. Our former, it seemed like every Friday night starter, Jake Garland.
Back to the mounds. Tyler Cortland says, I got it.
Our former every night, Friday night regular, Jake Garland, 17th round to the Oakland Athletics. Colin Lowe, undrafted free agent to the Miami Marlins. And I believe just recently, Daniel Blair signed. I do not have the whereabouts just yet, but that is what Shane Briggs, investigative journalist, sources say.
Here's Justin Boslin, his first at-bat in this game. He came in for Kyrie Miller at center field earlier. Northeastern Husky.
Takes over in the spot for Studley. And this is the last hope for the Waves. 10-3 Newport. 10 runs in the 6th. A shutout from its pitching staff since the 3rd. 0-1. Right on the leg. And that is how the first guy reaches off of Tyler Cortland in 3 2/3 innings. Third batter to be hit tonight on the side of the Waves. And the game will, for now, remain alive for a Newport Collegiate Baseball League participant himself in Noah Rivera.
Yeah, and he's been with this Waves team for a few years now, someone that tends to come back every summer since he's been eligible, and a really welcome presence on this team. Again, another guy who's really known in the community now, a fan favorite.
Good morning, by the way. That one right back to us here.
0-1, the count to Rivera. Again, the last hope. Goals an out away from coming from behind again. There's a strike. Cortland going right at him. 0-2. And this Gulls crowd going to make some noise and get on its feet. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 pitch away. Just misses outside.
Yeah, you could tell the fans really wanted that one. They're just dying to see that last punch out.
As quietly, we had a stolen bag out there.
That's right. Boslin's now at second.
1-2. That's upstairs now, Burley. I'll just go out and fire it back. Taking only the free base.
And Zach, take a look to our right, my friend.
Deuces Wilds. And the 2-2. Flowing back foul. Rivera stays alive. Will do it again. 0 for 1 today. Has only registered 11 at-bats on the summer for the Waves. 0 for 11. Does have 2 RBIs. Just 1 more strike and out needed for Cortland. Little tapper, and it's foul. Just by the skin of his teeth, Noah Rivera is keeping this at-bat alive.
He doesn't want to go home.
Newport does. With a win. And he'll be playing on Monday. 2-2. That's upstairs. The count is now full.
And let's talk about these Waves batters late in this game when there's really little to no hope left. Still fighting these counts and playing like it's still a game that they can win.
And that is a position and a performance that really tells you a lot about a team and the guys on it, is how they fight.
Did he go around? He did not. It's a walk for Rivera. Well, everyone on the edge of their seat wants it. I mean, how many times in that at-bat was the game, so close to ending? Instead, the game will stay alive here. And Drew Holderback now will try to do his best to keep it going. Everyone in the Newport bullpen is on their feet. Everyone here in the stands is on the edge of their seat.
I know it's a line they typically reserve for football, but man, is baseball also a game of inches.
First pitch, a strike, met with many claps. Gulls in search for an 18th home win, a 30th win on the summer to close out the regular season. 0-2 on a line to right. Catch made by Makarevich. The Gulls are Coastal Division champions. Newport closes out the regular season with a 10-3 win over their rival from Rhode Island, the Ocean State Waves. It's a 30-win regular season. It's the first division title in Newport since 2015. One away to close out the regular season slate before the playoffs begin Monday.
Wow. I mean, what fashion to take that win in. What a way to end the season. What a way to finish the game out. And now I believe we can say with certainty we will see you here Monday.
We will see you Monday night. Gulls are Coastal Division champs. 30 wins, only 14 losses. This is really just the icing on the cake of a tremendous month of July, a tremendous regular season for Newport. We'll await to see who the wild card opponent will be. You can chalk in Newport. They will be the 3 seed in the NECBL playoffs. That is locked in. Bristol and Vermont are now the 1 and 2 seeds. And, well, just a night that will be remembered, Zach, because of that bottom of the 6th inning when the Gulls scored 10 runs.
Yeah, and if you're the Waves, it's a heartbreaker. No other way to put it. This is a game that if they won, the playoffs, it's in their hands. And it's just that one inning made the difference. The other 8 innings, or the other 7 rather, they did their job on defense. They played well, but sometimes in baseball, all you need is one inning, and that's what it took. And now a do-or-die game tomorrow at home at Old Mountain Field against the Mystic Schooners.
Newport closes out the regular season with a 30-14 record. Ocean State falls to 21-22. The Waves need a win. They also need Danbury to lose tomorrow against the Bristol Blues to be back here. And he's looking like more and more like it could be Ocean State or Danbury. Only time will tell, but, I mean, just another game where Newport had to claw their way back. Didn't start the way offensively. I think anyone here wanted Shane, but then just an offensive masterpiece of an inning.
Yeah, absolutely, Zach. And if you are a Waves player, a Waves fan, a first 5 that you really can hang your hat on, a first 5 that I think had a lot of us nervous. I myself was nervous after those first 5, thinking, well, this could shake up a lot. A loss here would have done a lot and maybe shifted things in the Gulls' postseason future. So, but I mean, what a way to rebound! What a way to come back! What a way to bounce back from that! An absolutely amazing performance that I think truly encompasses what this Gulls offense is and can do. And, I mean, just one heck of a night. One heck of a night.
A lot of smiles out there by the mounds. Why wouldn't there be? You have Derek Patsos leading the charge. He is firing up the troops. A night to remember here in Newport. 10-3 the final. Zach, we could see Ocean State back here on Monday. There is a chance that that is not the case and that this is it. If that's the case, It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, getting to do 6 games. None of those games were dull. None of those games were boring. They were all just knockout, drag out. Newport ends up winning the season series 5-2, but it's just been a pleasure doing these games with you and having you here at Cardines Field.
Yeah, absolutely, Zach. And same back to you, an absolute professional. And anytime you come here to Cardines Field, do a game with you and Shane, always a fun time. So glad to be here once again. And and a possibility we see each other on Monday. And hope for the best. Hope to see you guys again.
Yeah, and Zach, like Zach said, if this is it, it has been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to seeing you around campus and around URI from one Ram to another. It's been an absolute blast. So thank you for all the calls out here.
Got to represent Rody.
Absolutely.
All right, well, Newport gets it done. A 10-run sixth, a 10-3 regular season finale victory. We'll sign off for myself and for Zach, but don't go anywhere because our postseason coverage, our post-game coverage, that continues with Shane Briggs to my right. He'll be joined by Caden Sharpens here as we break down this 30th victory for Newport, your Coastal Division champions. The Newport Gulls riding high into the playoffs that begin on Monday. But for Zach and myself, signing off from here in the top of the booth, Mr. Shane Briggs, it is all yours.
Well, Zach squared, an absolute blast. I appreciate you guys. And Caden, come on in, my friend. Looking forward to a little post-game breakdown for what was an absolute treat of a regular season finale. A 10-3 victory in the Pell Bridge rivalry. What a way to close things out. Caden, pop on that headset, sit on down, and, come on. What a game.
Electric.
What a game.
Electric game. It's just, it didn't start out the way the Newport Gulls wanted to, but I don't think anyone in this ballpark thought the game was over because you knew there's always that one inning where the Newport Gulls put up a crooked number. They put up a number that they can't even fit on the scoreboard. Like they put up a number that you look at all zeros on the scoreboard for Newport right now, but they can't even put out the number because they scored too many runs. The emotion. Jake Burley, when he hit that grand slam and got in that dugout, I've never seen him. It was like a lion. Like he was unleashed and just like screaming his head off.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I've never seen it.
And for Burles, deja vu. Same team, same pitcher.
Yeah.
As his grand slam that he had. Not same stadium, obviously. That one coming at Old Mountain Field over in Wakefield. But like you said, an emotional game and a tale of two halves. That started off, I was a little scared. I found myself a little quieter than usual those first 5 innings.
Yeah.
Very, very tight outing and a first 5 that you could definitely hang your hat on as a Waves player. But unfortunately, it's a game of 9 innings and not 5. So,
yeah.
But, what is it like? We got to talk to Kevin Sider up here about what it was like down there. But what was it like on top of the dugout, bird's eye view in that inning? Let me hear it.
It was pretty electric. If you give the Newport Gulls a bone, if you give them a chance, you put runners on base for free, and it's not going to end well. And they take advantage of some things. The Wave starter was phenomenal through 5 innings. He was really good. He was playing basically like one-hit ball, and it was really impressive. And then I felt like if they saw him more, the more they saw him, the more pitches that he threw, the more comfortable that the hitters got. And I think it was telling because they were getting barrels on the ball. Maybe it wasn't fair, but I knew it was coming eventually. I didn't know, obviously 10 runs is a pretty big number, but it's just so relentless. They're just this team right now. The ability to just obviously 3 runs is not a whole lot, but it doesn't matter the score at all. This team, I really can't underestimate. Like nobody should want this team in the postseason.
Yeah.
This offense is fantastic. The performance by Tyler Cortland tonight was phenomenal.
Yeah, something that gets lost in the offensive output. And
yeah.
The craziest thing about that offensive output, that's not the first time that they've put up 10 in an inning. We knew prior to this, after that, I believe it was the Danbury game, we can't put 10 runs on the scoreboard. We can put them in the scorecard, but they don't fit up there.
Yeah.
And, like you said, just not a team or an offense that you're going to want to face in the postseason.
Yeah. When you look at it, you obviously don't know for sure who the Gulls will play here on Monday. but it's obviously a win-or-go-home situation for Newport, and that's the scary part. But the good thing is that this team is riding a lot of momentum, especially going into a win-or-go-home game, and you're on a streak right now. You're on a 4-game winning streak, and you're looking like you're playing your best baseball at the right time. Your offense is firing on all cylinders at the perfect time, and it's a winner-go-home situation, so anything can happen. But Newport's going to have their best pitcher on the mound, so that's got to give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. A home game, a place where between this field, this crowd, this ballpark, these guys, I don't think a team, a stadium, a fan base that you want to run into in a one-off. I think if there's anyone that has been oh so hot of late, I think this is the last team that you want to roll the dice on catching lightning in a bottle, because we saw tonight this team, those first 5 innings were tough to be a goal. But if you give this team an inch, they will take a mile and then another mile and then another mile, and before you know it, they've run a marathon on you.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, you hit it perfectly. This team, it's really difficult to describe. I mean, just watching this team the entire season, I feel like you see so much growth. You see so much improvement from a lot of players. You see just players growing up in front of our eyes, and I feel like it was like Noel Martinez struggled in the beginning of the season. He kept his head down and he kept working, and now he's hitting the baseball like nobody's business right now. And Slade Alford was not hitting his best at the beginning of the season, but now he's the cleanup hitter and he's one of the best hitters in the league. And this team, it epitomizes everything that you want in terms of, perseverance and adversity and everything, that just overcoming things constantly. I'm sure a one-off game, it's going to be a whole different story. There's going to be a lot of pressure, and this team is too good to be eliminated in the first round. So
yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Slate and the performances that he's put up of late. Him and Colton Ledbetter, Slade Alford, number 1 and number 3, respectively, in the home run leaderboard on the season. Just two guys that hate baseballs.
That's
two guys that I think might have a tattoo shop just for baseballs up there at home plate.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. It's kind of crazy just watching. They're so casual at their at-bat. Ledbetter, he's so patient. I marvel at the fact of how he's so patient. He's so picky with his pitches, and I think that's the best part. He doesn't get too keen on, this is a pitch that I don't like, but I shouldn't swing at it. He doesn't swing at it. And he doesn't chase, and I think that's one of the best parts about his game. And Slate, the man has been, obviously yesterday at Mystic, hits a grand slam at a stadium where no one hits home runs, frankly. Apparently the Newport Gulls have more home runs at Dodd than the Mystic Schooners, which is kind of crazy at that point. But this team, it's really special. This is one of the most special teams. I feel like it deserves to do something, especially in the postseason, because I always feel like, I know the Moneyball quote, you're only as good as your last game. And, that last game, I feel like is going to be, is going to tell a lot about this team, and hopefully that last game is a win. But, you're only as good as your last game, and hopefully the Newport Gulls kid, finish the job. And I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the postseason run, but it's going to be a fun one, because these fans at Cardines are going to hang on and get ready for the ride, because it's going to be a hell of a ride.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think we can sing enough praises. I think we could sit here all night and just rattle them off. But a team that has been absolutely amazing and ended the regular season on one of the highest notes. And I believe with that, I think we will send it to a quick break. Zach Letson is going to catch up with you folks down on the field with a post-game interview with your South Coast Player of the Game, Jacob Burley, the proud owner of his second Grand Slam of the season. So I believe that is all that Caden Charpentier and myself, Shane Briggs, have for you folks. Thank you all for tuning in tonight for an absolutely amazing outing, and we will see you on Monday for our wild card game. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night, everybody.
The Gulls are Coastal Division champs, getting it done tonight, 10-3 the final, and the play of the night by the player of the game. It is a grand slam for Jake Burley, a 2-for-4 night for you, Jake. What was going through your mind? You already have a grand slam against the Waves and against McCosker, the same pitcher earlier this summer. What's going through your mind when you step to the plate and then see that thing on the way out?
You know, every time after a walk, I'm going up there looking for that first pitch cookie because, you know, he's trying to throw a strike. And, you know, it was slow and straight. And I was trying to get the bat head out, and that's what happened. And also, you know, sorry to correct you, but 2 for 2 with 2 walks today.
2, okay. There you go. You know, long season. 2 for 2. Grand slam. And, I mean, you just highlighted an unbelievable inning for the Newport Gulls. 10 runs. This is not new for Newport. 10 runs against Danbury, 10 here. What do you think's allowed you guys to have these crooked number innings to really, just in an instant, put teams away?
Well, quick backstory on that. So I was telling Coach Yuskowski in the 4th inning, you know, he's sitting there stressing out. I said, Coach, relax. We're going to have another one of those innings, right? And I think we just feed off each other's energy, right? Like Colton said, he saw me hit the bomb and he said, oh, I could do that. Let me go hit one. So I think we're so close as a team, and the energy we bring as a team, we really feed off each other. And I think that stems because we're so close, off the field and on the field. So I think we just need one catalyst a game, and then we're going to have an inning like that because we feed off each other that much.
Well, everyone fed off each other. I mean, a monstrous 10-run inning for Newport. You guys win your 30th game here in the season. It's going to be playoff time now for Newport, a wild card game on Monday. What kind of confidence do you take into, of course, a huge single elimination game? But, I mean, you guys got to be riding high.
I mean, I feel comfortable in challenging any pitching staff to hold our offense down for 9 innings. I just don't think you can do it at this point in the summer. So, I mean, I think we have supreme confidence going into the playoffs right now, the way we've been swinging it.
All right, that's Jake Burley. Big hit Burles, a 4th Burley bomb here tonight. Catcher from Brown. Jake, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we thank everyone for tuning in. The 44-game regular season for the Gulls has come to a close, but we got more Newport baseball for you coming up Monday, 6:35, right here. You can see Burles. You can see the whole team. I'll be going at it. We'll have an opponent for you as soon as we can, but for now we know it'll be a single elimination wild card game for Jake Burley, for everyone in the booth. Zach Austin, Shane Briggs, Tom Lima down below. So we're saying so long, a 10-3 win for Newport, and we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you.